joke about Eric Adams is that Eric Adams was famously paid off and bribed by a Turkish company.
You know what's fucking funny? Before he was mayor, there was like him appearing in a Turkish ad video or like some like TV show or something where like Turks were trying to get political favors out of him. And it's like,
Bro,
do we live in a
cannot make
simulation?
out what you're saying.
Like that's
Maybe-
like this in the video that is like Turks are trying to get political favors out of him.
Well, honestly, at that point, Hassan should love him then.
No, Hassan hates Turk. He doesn't like Erdogan. He doesn't like
He's an Ottoman Empire apologist.
He is, but I'm pretty sure Erdogan, like the Ottoman LARPers in Turkey, aren't aligned with the Erdogan regime. Like,
Well,
or
I think Hassan doesn't like Erdogan because he thinks Erdogan is a U.S. puppet, and that's something that only the most far-right Turkish ultra-nationalists believe. That Erdogan isn't hard enough.
I've heard him say that Turkey tries to like play both sides. He does the like Turkey plays both sides and has throughout its history. That's his, is from what I've seen.
And supposedly,
Turkey plays Turkey sides.
No, he
And I don't
thinks the U.S. do a coup against Erdogan. Actually, if I remember, because the coup that was launched against
Back in his-
Erdogan. Yeah, like
2016.
he said that was U.S. orchestrated, or at least U.S. like aligned.
Dude, if the CIA backed that, it wouldn't have been a failure.
I don't know. The CIA is pretty rusty nowadays.
Well, I know
Of course the Jews getting that tension off. Okay, I shouldn't be saying that on YouTube. Never mind.
I mean, I know supposedly Hassan did a Grey Wolf's hand gesture in an Instagram post, but I don't know if that's actually what he did or if he was just doing like a normal hand gesture.
I don't know. It might have been a meme or something.
Yeah, I don't like to be the guy who's obsessing. I don't like to be the guy who's obsessing over hand gestures or whatever. So maybe he was just doing like a normal thing, but it did look kind of like the Grey Wolf symbol, and the Grey Wolves, of course, are a very far-right, ultra-nationalist Turkish group.
Well,
I
that's
remember him.
specifically a group in Cyprus,
Chase
right?
those
They're
symbols.
specifically a Turkish Cypriot group, as far as I understand it.
Oh, Turkish Cypriots.
Yeah, it's they're a group that is particularly active in Cyprus because they go after like Greek Cypriots because they think the whole island is theirs.
Yeah, they think Turkey should take the whole island.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Turks didn't control northern Cyprus until like what, the 70s?
Yeah, 74. They just straight up invaded northern Cyprus.
What colonizers, dude?
Yeah.
So basically, it's a little more complicated than that. So basically,
Dormy, what are you playing? It looks super satisfying.
What I'm playing?
it's just War Thunder.
No, Dormio.
Oh, I'm just playing War Thunder. I'm just test flying a
What are you playing,
Harrier.
Deadlock.
You know, what kind of video games are popular in Israel? What's a popular video game series?
CS:GO. That's it.
Gotcha.
CS:GO, yeah.
Falafel
They
tycoon.
like saying.
Rainbow Six had a big community too for a while.
Oh my God.
For Honor had a big community.
You reminded me.
League is very big here.
You.
You reminded me.
Smite.
Now I can
for
understand
some
why
reason.
everyone fucking.
What's that? Sorry.
You reminded me. There's
I vote-
specific games
now
that
I
are
understand
popular among
racism.
48 Arabs.
I vote for a falafel tycoon.
What? Okay, well, like those are the same games.
They're like. Hold on.
How about Call of Duty and Battlefield?
No,
Are
no.
those big
So
games?
there's games that are just popular
I play
among
those
48 Arabs and nobody else. Like Gunzi the Duel.
Guns! Oh my god, I used to play that.
That
Oh
shit
my
was
God.
super popular among 48 Arabs. That and
I used to play that with my Russian friend.
yeah, so that game and also fucking what's it called? Edmonds Online.
Online. That one I didn't know. Oh, Maple Story was huge here.
Push this
And RYL, Risk Your Life, was also for
Also-
some reason very big here.
Also Sheshbesh.
Fucking Sheshbet. I hate Sheshbet so much. Such a dumb game.
Right? Right?
I also don't like it.
It's like, hey,
Fish online.
tactical game based on luck. Let's go.
Yeah, like what if we take chess? What if we take checkers and we remove every like all decisions to a die roll?
Man, Seven, it looks like you shaved your beard a little bit. Am I hallucinating?
Yeah, of course. Why the
World's
fuck would I
out.
keep it? Like, keep it
Oh.
long? Do you want me to get arrested by the IDF?
Wait, Seb,
No,
are you
no.
streaming somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's streaming on his channel. He has his own YouTube channel.
I said, by the
Severalizer.
way, warning, you're all live.
Oh, how is the channel called? I had no idea.
Just my YouTube channel, like the YouTube account you see me in chat with.
Severalizer.
Kitty. Kitty.
Who the fuck is like that? That is not a kitty. That's a starving feline.
Anyway, Chase,
Hey,
I play American Battlefield,
What's
Assassin's
the
Creed,
YouTube?
Red Dead.
Oh, Red
What's
Dead.
the
Yeah,
YouTube?
Red Dead
It's
Redemption
just
2 is a
Severalizer, you should
classic.
see it.
Yeah, all the classic AAA
How do you
games. I love
how do you spell it?
And, like, is it-
Severalizer.
Wait, hold on. SEVR.
Sever.
Yeah.
Well, I guess now Lonerbox has stopped streaming. This is my substitute streamer. No
Hell
offense,
yeah.
Seb.
Voice stream. When I did-
Yeah, hey, I would be watching Lonerbox, but I'm watching you instead because, you know, just
He's not
because he's
live.
not streaming. No offense, by the way.
The only other person who I used to watch while who's streaming right now is Vosh, but I don't feel like breaking my brain right now listening to him talk about stuff.
I don't want to have someone talk about the morals of pedophilia for 10 hours straight.
Yeah,
I don't want
well,
to
the
watch
other
that stream right now.
well the other day in Lonerbox went over his clip. The other day, Vosh said that Israel was the enemy to all life on human Earth. So yeah, I'm taking
I
a
love
break
when
right now.
stochastic terrorism
What-
is
what do
something
people
that
watch
you want
Vox
with
for?
Israelis.
Well, I used to
What
watch
if he-
Vosh because he was very anti-tanky. He was very anti like Marxist-Leninist. He's very pro-Ukrainian. He's very pro-Taiwanese. And like I always knew he was very pro-Palestinian, anti-Israel. Like that was never a shock to me. But he said some dumb shit about this current conflict. Oh God, he said some dumb stuff.
Is it like all he does, like
still
international
really-
geopolitics, or?
And he gets hate for that. He gets a lot of.
So, wait, hold on. You're okay with him hating Jews, but you're not okay with the dumb stuff?
Well, no, he doesn't hate Jews, although he does. He has been kind of he has unfortunately been kind of following the arc of hating Israel to the point where you kind of unknowingly begin to repeat anti-Semitic stuff, which is another reason why I'm kind of taking a break from him.
He tries to be so cordial with Hassan, but Hassan fucking hates his guts, and it's so fucking. I watch sometimes. It's like but like
Vosh used
he
Vosh,
talks about
Who the hell
Hassan. He
likes
has
this on?
they're kind
Vosh-
words, like. But then I remember like watching like some Hassan bot or whatever, and then like Bosch's name came up in an article because he was like reading the Wikipedia page for Dirt Tag Left, and went Bosch, ew. That's what he did.
I know Vosh used to be a lot more aggressive towards Hassan. In fact, I remember back when the Ukraine war happened, Vosh's fans were going to Hassan's community and shit-talking him, and Hassan went up to message Vosh and tried to beg him to call them off, and Vosh was just like, stop saying stupid shit about Ukraine then.
Yeah,
This is way too much Hassan and Vouch chat in this chat.
We can like ban discussion of that if y'all want.
I mean, I the only way I hear about Hassan is through like this chat.
Well, in
I hear about
America,
kind of,
there's free speech, okay?
Hassan and Bosch do
No, I'm saying, I never hear about Hassan. I don't know, like, who watches him. Like,
Are you serious?
Um,
Lonerbox and half the streams are like watching this.
I know, yeah, I hear it there too, I guess, sometimes.
Look, inside of you there are two wolves. One is Ethan Klein, the other one is Hassan.
I don't know, is Lonerbox actually watching Hassan's channel?
Not
He watches
serious.
his
No,
clips.
it's for slough.
I mean,
There's
yeah,
still-
I
Yo,
think
Lord-
there's a lot of Hassan
he's
that goes on.
He's the biggest left-wing commentator, so you have to go after him. I do think it's a bit disproportionate, and I think he does it
Is he?
because this community really fucking hates him, and that's what gets him a lot of views. Like, you can see the viewer count go up when he starts talking about
Yeah.
Well, also, Lowerbox until recently was close with Destiny's community, and a lot of those guys hate Hassan too. So that's another reason why they watch him.
Yeah.
Also, Vosh loves comparing Israel to Rhodesia, which makes no sense if you know anything about the history of those two countries, but what am I gonna do?
Compared to a
Well, you know,
different
Israel,
country.
Israel did supply.
Go on
Rhodesia
Hassan's,
with weapons.
stream and
Once upon a
educate him. What do you mean?
Talk about Vosh. Also, Vosh doesn't do debates anymore. He gave up on it, so rip.
When the conflict first started, Lonerbox went on Vosh's stream and they talked about it for like a good while.
Yeah.
And Lonerbox was like, I don't think it's. And Lonerbox hasn't talked to. I don't know if he's like approached him or not, but like that is a conversation follow up I would like to see, though. Like, because
last I heard, Vosh hasn't said anything bad about Lonerbox. Last I heard, he still thinks that Lonerbox is a smart guy. I don't think I've heard him say anything bad about him. But I know,
Yeah.
remember one time someone came into Vosh's chat and said, "Can you denounce Lonerbox for his genocide apology?" And Vosh basically just told him to fuck off.
yeah.
Dude, that's like
Once I get enough viewers, I'll ask you guys to do that.
Vosh has like complicated relationships with like the different left spaces, like Lonerbox, Ethan, Hassan. He has like
I do.
he's
Yeah,
he has his own ideology.
Yeah, Lonerbox says that
he's
his
weird.
ideology is called Voshism, Marxism, or Marxism Voshism.
It's mostly just market socialism.
I feel like Vosh has turned against people for less than what Lonerbox does as far as like pro-Israel.
Yeah,
They have this respect. They have this like funny like respect for each other.
they have a mutual ceasefire going on.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, I think with Lonerbox, people like I think it's like kind of that he's well informed and like knows his stuff.
It helps me.
Like you look pretty stupid like calling him out. I think.
Yeah.
Well, also-
and since the Wally stuff,
Well, yeah, but ever since Vosh had that big fight with Ethan Klein over the lolly stuff, Vosh has been joining the whole Ethan Klein's a crazy Zionist thing without doing any research into what Ethan has actually said about Palestine. And
Yeah,
I
it doesn't
understand.
get
I mean, Ethan Klein is saying that there's a genocide, so how is he a Zionist?
Yeah.
He doesn't
Well,
really
also,
that much, honestly.
Ethan Klein
Like,
also.
You could think there's a genocide going on and still be a Zionist, by the way. Like that doesn't necessarily cancel each other
No,
out.
no.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Well,
I
also,
don't really care if someone identifies as a Zionist or not.
I know Ethan also thinks that
honestly-
Ethan also thinks that settlers in the West Bank are fair game to be killed.
The word Zionist in an American political like left-right context is just kind of lost meaning.
It's so funny because
for a lot of people it just means Kahanist now.
It's
But
not-
they'll say Zionist.
It's
I
kind of
mean, can
weird.
you be a Zionist if you think that Israel's committing genocide?
Yes.
I guess it's more weird that Americans think that like anything can be solved just by virtue signaling. Like,
yeah, that's a 10 on the left.
I mean, honestly, if the
on
crazy
the right
far,
too.
if the crazy far right Zionists like the Kahanists, Ben Gavir, Smokers, and all of them, if they found out about Ethan, they would hate him too. They think he's like a fake Jew or whatever.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I feel bad for like liberal Jews in the U.S. Like I feel like they're kind of just caught between.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, honestly, because like if I go with the left wingers, like the lefty left wingers, it's I'm like this horrible Zionist or whatever. But if I go with the right wingers, it's like well I'm a like I'm a word I can't say on Sev's stream because I'm like trans and like I don't
Oh.
believe in Jesus or whatever, and you know.
Well, also,
Yeah.
conservatives love to care about anti-Semitism when it gives them an opportunity to shit on Muslims.
And yeah, it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, well, and basically 0 of the times that conservatives would actually care about hatred towards me would it actually be something I care about. Because conservatives, like, so often it's just like, they pick up caring about anti-Semitism for a little bit, but it's just so they can, like, shit on, like, Muslims, Palestinians, or whatever. Whatever is the brown people du jour they want to shit on. It's always... I don't really see most most of the time when conservatives are picking up anti-Semitism to like talk about it and say it's a big issue, like most of the time it's just they're picking it up and it's they don't actually care about it. I mean,
Yeah,
at least
and
in
then
my
I
opinion.
also-
I can't say I know what's in their hearts, but like it comes off that way very much.
the white nationalist party line about the Israel-Palestine conflict seems to be that they both hope each other bombs each other to oblivion. You know, like they
Well,
both.
Yeah, well,
The
also,
party
but you have someone like in the neo-Nazi camp who support Hamas and Axis just because they're anti-Semitic, but nothing else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what the
definitely.
thing is that most people in the left are not going to do anything, but it's the few that will, the rest won't really say anything.
It's sometimes because those people are Arab themselves, and you don't want to be seen as like, oh, you're racist. That's 99% of the reason why most leftists are white, and then it's like a person of color saying some dumb shit. They don't want to be like policing it. That's why.
I mean, it's like the Nazis, right? I mean, the Nazis couldn't do what they did without like public approval, but the public just didn't give a shit. And they just like sometimes pretended, and sometimes they didn't know what the fuck was going on.
I mean, wasn't the highest approval the Nazis ever got like 33% or something?
How do you remember that? I don't think there are many
Lonerbox talked about it once.
in Nazi Germany. How the fuck did you defend that?
Society was not innocent, and they were fully on board.
Well, no. Yeah, no, I'm not defending the Germans or whatever. I'm just saying like it's. Yeah,
Sure,
trust
buddy.
me, I know a lot. I know a lot about Nazi lore.
I mean, there definitely were a lot of Germans that didn't know what was going on.
Oh, Kalinda's is in Sev's chat right now. So is Kostiak.
I'm sure there was a lot that didn't know like the particulars of the Holocaust, but they were still like Nazis, if you get what I mean. They would still like
all
I'm sure there
Germans?
I don't have teleport, bro. Sorry.
the culture through from what I've read.
I mean, there were Germans who helped Jews, and there were Germans who just didn't give a shit, and there were Germans who were probably anti-Semites. They didn't do anything. I mean,
that's
most
a lot of anti-Semites.
European society at the time was European society at that time was very anti-Semitic, like just
For
in
sure.
general. Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it's probably still pretty anti-Semitic, honestly.
America
Deep
like
down.
didn't take in a lot of Jewish refugees.
Yeah, we had.
I mean,
There's also
honestly, the whole world is pretty.
I mean, we had the whole America First movement, which didn't want to get involved in World War II, and a lot of them were openly pro-Nazi.
Yeah. Almost like the
Lin-
America nowadays who doesn't want to get involved in Ukraine. But
Yeah, I was about to say.
Well, also you had like Charles Lindbergh, like the guy who flew across the world. He was a huge anti-Semite. You had Henry Ford, who was literally a Nazi.
you got King Owens.
I mean, is there a country that's not anti-Semitic?
India,
Yeah,
maybe.
Palestine.
seems to love it.
We hate Israelis, not not Jews. Sorry.
Well,
Think
India,
about it.
India.
If you guys were anything else, would you hate you the same? We would.
Well, honestly,
No, but
India.
I
Is
feel
there a
like
country
India
that's not anti-Semitic? Like not anti-Israeli, just not anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I was gonna say India might be
That's
supporting
such a
Israel.
broad question though, because how do you define not anti-Semitic? Just in
I
policy,
mean-
like where are we drawing the line here?
Well, I mean, how many Jews are in any country, and how many Jews like being in that country?
Generally speaking, if there are Jews somewhere, there are probably a lot of people who don't like those Jews. But like, by
For
that
sure.
logic, I can just go, well, if they're a X really small minority, like globally speaking in this country, like where is a place that there aren't literally any people who like are bigots towards them?
Also,
Well, I mean, I don't know
I'm guessing there are also a
what that
few
answer
places
means,
like
but-
in the world that I would really hate living regardless if I'm Jewish or not. Like just because those are places that are hard to get by for a lot of
I mean, there are definitely countries that are less anti-Semitic than others. I feel like Thailand is probably one of those lesser anti-Semitic countries.
No, Thailand, they hate Israelis already. We've been there too much traveling.
Yeah, I know, but they you know,
Thailand a
there's a
monarchy?
reason they built the. Well, what? Yeah.
Isn't Thailand a monarchy? Like there was
Yeah.
a Thai guy in my high
I mean,
school.
most-
He used to say that like one of his friends posted like an anti monarchy meme and then just got disappeared in the prison system. Like
Yeah, Morocco.
I don't
It's
think
like
that's
that,
I don't think that's safe for
I
anyone.
went to this island in Thailand called Koh Samui, and there's a big Israeli community there. and supposedly, from what I hear, a lot of Israelis go there on vacation, like just to Thailand in general.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, they're pretty friendly to the Israelis, and they don't have any issues.
That's not true.
So I feel like,
By the way.
well, I mean, I'm
That's
sure
not
they
true.
do have issues. Well,
No.
so you want to elaborate?
A lot of Israeli travelers are like, so a lot of Israelis travel, and also
Especially
like,
young
a lot
people.
of the shitty Israelis travel, and they are very like for people who are Israeli, they know who I'm talking about, like Elsin,
Yep.
like the punks, the privileged fucking youth,
football
and
fans.
they definitely leave a bad name for Israelis, not just in Thailand, by the way. Like most places Israelis travel.
Sure, for sure. I'm sure a lot of Israelis that go there are and just like assholes and make a bad name for Israelis in general. But I mean, as far as it goes, it looks like it's a pretty decent community. I mean, they've got like a Chabad there. They've got like a bunch of Israeli like
because
restaurants and
Doesn't go
stuff.
fucking anywhere.
That's not.
How about
That's not that's not
Well,
Thailand.
go anywhere, yeah, for sure.
Israelis,
But I'm just saying, the
because
community
Israelis
that's
tend
out
to
there.
stick together when they travel.
Hey, EP, your mic, you are like, there's a lot of feedback coming through from your end.
Oh, hey, Glenda's
thank
here.
you.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, I forgot that I had a chat.
By the way, Kalinda, thank you so much for uploading that video of the rest of Teuton's debate. That was great. I enjoyed that so
Oh.
much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
Where do you go on vacation from Israel?
Do Israelis go
All
to
over.
the U.S.?
Is the not as much. They like to go to like third world countries a bit more cheaper. Unironically.
Ah.
Yeah, they're
You go to
colonizing.
South America, Thailand, Southeast Asia in general, like India. Israelis go to Philippines when they can.
But they go play ranked.
Europe a ton because of distance.
I wonder what Myanmar thinks of Israel, given how much Myanmar hates Muslims.
I
And
think Myanmar can really be pulled right now.
I mean, with regards to like state friendliness to Israel, probably Germany is probably the most friendly to Israel. Germany
Yeah,
is
of
like,
course.
Probably.
yeah.
I will say though, a lot of the stuff I've seen out of the like rebel groups in Myanmar, the ones who are like fighting the like
The Rohingyas.
A junta?
yeah,
Those sound like made up names.
the ones that are fighting the coup, basically. Like
The Karens, the Karens.
There's the Chin, the Karens. There's like the what is it? The PDF. There's like a billion different rebel groups.
Wait, no. So I don't know which one specifically it was, but the only like the only thing I've seen about like them and like Israel Palestine is like a video of them going like free Palestine or whatever. So
I think they have better stuff to. I think they have more stuff to worry about.
yeah,
like
like
that about-
I don't think they really have the
Says the guy with
the-
7 deaths.
it sounds really dismissive if I say it like that, but like I don't think they really have the time or the resources to start campaigning when they're currently like fighting a civil war.
Like somebody kills.
I
I
wonder if
really
they-
love the
and
concept
you
of those
randomly.
rails that hang up.
You complaining about that?
If
Also,
there's one
the-
thing that I really like about this game are all those rails that like
The
hanging
time
up
to
there.
kill in this game is fucking ridiculous.
That's depending on how you play. That guy's a squishy person, and he played like an idiot.
How many people in chat right now have played Red Dead Redemption 2?
Oh, I bought that game.
It's a great game. Everyone should play it.
I bought that a gazillion years ago, and I haven't played
I
it
got
yet.
kind of bored of it. Not gonna lie.
Fine, so I just get returned by a really
I bought it like
What I
last
did
year.
enjoy was the Star Wars games. Those Star Wars games, they were pretty cool.
What, you mean like Battlefront 2?
No,
As a comeback actually right now.
no,
I
it's
can
Red
download
Dead,
it.
dude.
Played it.
Have
I'm
you
Han
guys seen
Jedi Survivor,
I'm
Jedi
Han
Survivor, and Jedi
Holy crap.
Jedi Outcast.
Yeah, you can't do anything against her.
Have you guys
Han
seen any
Solo.
about the alligator Alcatraz thing going on in Florida?
Vaguely, it sounds fucking terrible. Just more dumb shit.
Have you guys watched
So it's basically
I don't
just
even understand what he says when he talks.
fucking DeSantis got some detention
Like,
camps,
does he
like
talk out of his nose
basically
or
just
what?
diet concentration camps built there, but people are going like, well, you can't prove that there aren't literal gas chambers there,
Oh my god.
and like trying to make it something that it's not.
Well, it's
Can I say
already
something?
Have you guys
Every
watched Mandalorian?
fucking person I've seen who's talking about it.
He's my governor, and I've kept up with him since like he was elected. He's the fruitiest motherfucker out there. Like
Oh,
if
yeah.
you listen, he wears heels. And apparently he literally had to take classes to appear more masculine. That was revealed in the media. Like he literally had to take classes to appear more. Didn't do him much good, but he did. He's like he tries
Doing fucking classes.
And so-
Anyways.
Like, if you're like a cisgender, heterosexual, married Republican guy, taking classes to appear more manly is the fucking fruitiest thing you could possibly do.
Well, I think, but I'll tell you about Alligator Alcatraz. I think it was the Department of Justice. They posted an AI-generated image of alligators wearing ice hats.
Yeah, no, that was Trump posted that, like, on the White House account. It was the official, well, okay, maybe he didn't. It was a picture of Trump with next to a bunch of, like, cartoon alligators wearing ice hats. And the actual official name of the facility is Alligator Alcatraz. Like, people, that's not a nickname, like, that's the actual name of the facility.
AI
I mean,
was
there's definitely a lot of
mistake.
people who don't like their voices that try to train their voice into a different kind of.
Honestly,
Like-
I'm worried that the
I mean, I don't
guards
think
there
that-
might.
By the
worried
way,
that
Doesn't
the guards-
necessarily
hold
wrong.
on. By the way, someone said I said something wrong about the uni shit. I'm not wrong. I pay
Oh, let's bring it-
14K.
hold on.
Hold on. I pay 14K a year because I'm exempt from like
but you
fucking
missed the point.
30% of my
The point is-
course.
Hold on, Seb.
What is
You
the
missed
uni
the point.
shit?
Can I explain to you? We're talking about how technically Seb is his university is subsidized, but also mine is. For example, every Israeli is because we have a socialist government system, sort of, and everything is basically subsidized.
Yeah, it's not all
So
colleges though.
Taxes
Yeah,
are paid.
socialism.
No, so that's a point though. Taxes that Israelis pay technically pay for everyone's university, including you.
That's awesome.
Okay,
Ask-
why
ask-
is this
ask-
being used as an argument?
It's a stupid argument, whatever. But that
I
was
pay.
the point.
I probably pay more taxes than majority of Israelis
That's
in
true.
Loner's chat.
You pay for some Israel. You pay for some Israel.
No.
well,
I
you know,
probably pay more taxes than most Israelis.
But even if this
Oh,
point
is
is
that-
true,
is that like a flex?
what's the point in saying it? What's the point in pointing
It's
it out?
not a flex.
What are
It's
you
a like,
trying to
why the
say
fuck
with
are you
that fact?
saying? Why are you saying that? Like, I pay more taxes
I
than
don't
you,
know,
so
I
why?
didn't bring it up. but, like,
Folks,
it
people
is-
are
it is
wanting
true.
to get in. Should we move to general that can hold more people?
Wait, who's wanting to get in? I mean, like, we could, but the only issue is that, unless it turns into, like, everyone is talking over each other and it becomes utter insane chaos.
It's okay. I'm gonna leave anyway. I'm also banned, so I can't move. But I'm gonna leave anyway. So you guys, I'll open up for one more person. Anyway, Sev, thanks for the original conversation. Appreciate it.
No problem. See you, buddy.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Ciao, bro.
80% of the IDF, by the way.
Like, so I just now noticed somebody actually named the twat BC Jew farming.
Yeah, that was
That was
sample.
Sev.
No, I didn't change that. That was sample that changed it.
That was
Oh.
me, actually.
Oh, it was you. Okay. I knew a
so
Jew made that.
So it's a Jew
Well-
that's doing the Jew farming.
Well, we said that that Sev was Jew farming, so that's the
Yeah,
adjective,
yeah.
right?
Eh.
Oh,
I know,
by the way, hold on, Seb,
What
you,
kind am I in right now?
you said that, you said that Rick Kahn was from Netanya, or at least that's what I took. Apparently
No,
he's
it's a
not.
joke. It's
We
a joke.
already went through
It's a
this.
joke.
No,
I know,
He
I was
is.
just saying it.
He is. He is. You guys just. You guys are
joke.
so gullible, man.
Yeah,
He
I
is. You guys.
know.
Why would you guys ever believe him?
What, that he's not from Netanya?
I mean, I believe that he's from Netanya, 100%. I thought he was myself, honestly, but
He's
he
not
claims
from
he's not
Netanya.
from Netanya.
He's
I mean, I
from
only
Netanya,
didn't
but
get that
let's
because I'm not
dox the
in
guy.
on all the
Try not to
the
bite too much on
jokes.
Look, I don't.
It's
I don't-
not a joke.
I don't-
Oh my god.
Let me just let y'all in on a little American thing here. I don't trust Jews. Just kidding.
That's
Believe
not
that,
an
Joe.
American thing.
Yeah, it's an international thing. Whatever.
American, by the way.
Anti-Semitism gone worldwide. Let's go. Another
I
season.
believe that.
happened like a long.
Yeah. I remember
The real American attitude is like, I trust Jews. They're my money. That's
Yeah,
the American.
Oh, yeah.
Or I worship Jews because I think they're God's chosen people and they have to occupy the Holy Land to bring about the rapture.
Oh, you know what? You know what's funny about that? I just realized, like, the Christian evangelicals are basically to like Israel as like the Naturi Carte is to like pro-Palestinian people.
Yeah,
Because,
literally.
like, yeah.
You want to hear something really fucking funny about this though? So I was doing like calls, like campaigning for Kamala Harris, like right before the election, and I got into a call with this woman who was like, well, I'm a like suburban mom living in Pennsylvania, like this asshole's vote like matters so much, and she was like, well, a big issue for me is anti-Semitism, and I was like, oh, you Jewish? Because like me too, and she was like, no, I'm Christian. And then she was going about like, and then the moment she found out I was Jewish, she was like, well, I just want to make sure you know, I believe you are God's chosen people. And I'm like, oh lady, whatever.
Yeah, they're
And she's just like fucking white knighting for me the whole time, being like, well, I just want to make sure Jews are safe, so I'm gonna vote for Trump.
it's that's what you call philo-Semitism. Instead of anti-Semitism, yeah, and it's still anti-Semitic because he still views Jews as like an other. Sort of.
It's a lot of the like more conservative things. Like,
I mean, how did she find out you're a Jew on the phone? How did she find out you're a Jew on the phone?
I fucking told her. I just.
Oh.
Steph, what's that holy grail thing you're holding in your left hand?
That's my Jinn. This is a
Can you let
Middle
it out?
Eastern character.
Can you let it out?
No.
Just get out.
You know, honestly, I would love to see Seb
Is it a
debate
genie in a
Hassan.
bottle?
Hassan would never speak to me.
You should tell him
That-
that you're a 15-year-old Israeli citizen and that you have some complaints,
Bruh.
and you're also a communist.
Oh god, no.
No,
Bro, he would have to ask me one question about communism and I'd be like, I don't know, bro. I just think
Well,
sharing is caring.
Well, he doesn't really know. He doesn't really know much about communism either.
All you gotta do is talk to, go find some Hadash voters and ask them about it.
I mean,
I'm
honestly,
assuming that those guys are communists.
What would you want to
have
talk
Katie
to
as the
Hassan about
moderator.
anyways? What would you want to talk to Hassan about anyways?
I don't know.
Traction for my stream.
Yeah.
True. Also,
Like, hey, Hassan.
It must be
It's
so
also,
sad though, like that. I mean, think about it. With the people that Hassan like puts himself around, like at least lonerbox can say, wow, okay, people in my chat like thinks I'm based. People I surround myself around like generally like me. But like everything with Hassan today seems so transactional on like partisan lines. That, like,
Honestly, sometimes
it's kind of sad.
think Hassan is in his chat.
Does he actually have friends?
I don't think Hassan is in his chat, and probably not.
I mean, he might have some, but like, it's just, I don't know. Sometimes from those old Discord logs, I got the impression that he would love to do other kinds of streams, but because he can't handle not having below X number of viewers, he doesn't, which sucks, because like watching him play video games, I mean, I used to do that a long time ago, and like, he was pretty entertaining when you, especially some of the shit, you know, like playing Resident Evil with a heart monitor because he was scared, and like shit like that, like stunts like that, or yeah, like I don't know, but he doesn't want to take the chance to do that and rebuild to a different audience, so he just does politics, and his audience is all tanky.
I don't know. I've seen today that clip that Lonerbox played of like Hassan from back then when he had those dating advice, and he looks and sounds exactly like an Israeli after the military.
We can make something happen.
Wait, the professional?
Like yeah, like how Israelis talk once they finish IDF.
What
and
if
are,
Hassan
like,
is actually a
wanting to
secret
go
Jew?
on a thing.
I said something that like was not controversial at all before. Tel Aviv is the perfect environment for Hassan.
Oh my god,
No,
yes.
it is.
He would
he's
be a
little, like-
bartender like in some
Hassan
Aviv bar.
is like Hassan is like if he weren't like, you know, colonizing Ottoman or whatever, he would. If you just showed me a picture of Hassan and you were like, yeah, this man is like from Tel Aviv, I would believe you, like out of nowhere. Even if you were like, oh, this man is from Tel Aviv and he like fucking only speaks English and he sounds exactly like this, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, I still believe you.
I heard a funny joke.
Tel Aviv is just Israeli Miami, honestly.
Literally.
I thought it was Israeli Los Angeles or Israeli in certain liberal American city. Or
Yeah.
It's
Also,
just the place I associate with like party city, beach culture.
we earlier, Kalinda, you weren't here, but earlier in the stream we were talking about the idea of Sev being bad in Panada, but we realized that'd be a bad idea.
yeah, because Madame Fanata is like a garbage person who
We'll also dock Sev and try to get him killed by the lion's den.
what the fuck? That's like okay.
Yeah, because Madame Fanata did that to Loner and Destiny when they were in the West
Yeah,
Bank. He was trying to
I
reach the lion.
remember, but like, isn't the Lion's Den, isn't their whole thing like fighting back against settlers, or do they actually just like engage in terrorism against Palestinians?
It's
too? I
hard
thought
to
they were,
say.
like, an
It's
anti-
hard. No, they definitely attack settlements. Sometimes they've linked attacks to their members being inside of Israel proper, but their general thing is like attacking the IDF or settlers in the West Bank.
I think that Madame Fanata was also trying to contact the PIJ, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, on Twitter and trying to give him lonerbox's location, but they didn't respond because it wasn't even a real account.
Please bomb my enemies. Please be my little puppets.
Yeah. He's trying to contact the Axis of Resistance, like, hey guys, I know you're currently fighting right now, but can you please hunt down these two YouTubers I don't like?
Yeah, I don't. He's just. There's no point in talking to people like that, honestly. Like, unless it's like for the memes or whatever, like one time. But even then, probably not.
I mean, it's a shame that it's a shame that people like Hassan have elevated him and brought him back into relevance, because up until then he was kind of not really known about, but outside of certain political spheres. But Hassan brought him back again just because Madame Fanata was talking shit about Ethan, and Hassan's like, ooh, okay, even though I once promised I would never react to this guy's videos, I'm going to bring him back because he's attacking this one guy I don't like. And also Madame Fanata will open.
Christ.
What?
I can't. Why do I do this to myself? It's just arguing with fucking right-wing, like black-pilled Israelis is like one of the most frustrating things in the world, because they're just like, all the Palestinians are radicalized and there's nothing that we can do about it. It's, oh god. Like, obviously, I don't know that pain as much as, like, I mean, the actual Israelis or, like, Youssef, who probably deal with these people a lot more often than I do, but it's just, it's so, like, I don't even know, like, what the fuck do you even say to these people? Like, they just think that, like, everything is impossible. Like, there's no way that Palestinians will get a good leader.
I know exactly what I can say to them.
What?
Okay,
Just,
die
like,
then.
Fuck off.
Yeah, they're doom of posting.
It's.
Oh, you see?
My cousin has a wedding, and they're all religious people. And fucking, my mother wants me to go, but like they're always like fucking, oh, tell him to put his hair in a fucking ponytail and tell him not to wear anything but a black fucking suit. And fucking then I come there and then they start judging me on all these other things and whatever it is. Who am I dating and fucking whatever. And I try to tell my parents I don't want to go to this fucking shit. What's the point? You know?
Oh god.
Like, they're just all gonna criticize and bother and whatever, and it's like, fuck them, you know? They're just jealous.
Well, yeah. I also remember when I also remember, honestly, I'm just waiting until a day where Madame Fanata turns on Hassan for good and tries to dox him.
I'm sure that'll happen eventually. Yeah, I don't know, like, this person tried to argue that, like, things were pretty good for Palestinians in the West Bank before October 7th, and, like, what?
Them was definitely not.
Yeah, I didn't think that they would have been, like, the fucking settlements, and obviously things have just gotten worse, but...
Well, settlements weren't...
They have videos of Gaza where it looks like fucking it's paradise before October 7th. I mean...
But even
yeah,
that
but
is...
Well,
Gaza is...
It's not just West Bank.
Well,
yeah, I know, but they weren't talking... I mean, I guess some people might say that about Gaza, but, like, really,
Well,
Gaza was not great either.
Like, have you seen the videos? Have you seen the videos of Gaza before October 7th?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah,
I believe.
It's not just
also
wet
add the
paint.
caveat that a lot of that is going to be like, okay, to an extent cherry picked. Like, it's videos of Gaza.
It's just what it looks like.
It's
Yeah,
the
I'm not worried
tourist.
about conditions
It's the
there.
tourist areas that American Gazans were coming back to.
Like if I got like if I got like a couple videos of like really beautiful drone shots of like San Francisco and like, you know, shots of the Golden Gate Bridge and like downtown with the big buildings and everything, you would think that it was like great, except I would be leaving out like all of the homeless people and shit like that. Like, of course.
Well, given how Gaza has currently been annihilated completely, of course, any pictures from before that are going to look good in comparison.
I think it was Israelis who were trying to say that Gaza, this was how Gaza looked, or Gazans had it good, or something. Like they were the ones who were spreading around those pictures of like I think it was Gaza City or something.
That kind of reminds me about how people idolized Iran before the Shah was overthrown, or how they idolized like Lebanon before the Civil War, how they idolized that, where they show pictures like women not wearing headscarves. And they're like, see, it was great back then.
See, look,
you know?
women had rights before they were forced to do that one thing I'm really fucking obsessed over.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but
look, everything was fine before this bad thing. Like, okay, that doesn't mean that the thing wasn't bad. It's just that like stuff can be bad before then.
I mean, obviously the Shah was better than the Ayatollah's regime, but it was still bad for a lot of people if you were a dissident or whatever.
Yeah, it'd be like me getting like a video of like Assad era Syria and fucking going like, well look, here's the fucking palace he lives in. It's so beautiful. Like, look at all of these like luscious gardens in these major cities. Like, look at all the downtown areas and shit like that, and then going like, and look at HTS is still like horrible. See, like look at the palace after it's been looted. Look at all of these like burning fields in the countryside. It's horrible. It's like you don't have to cherry pick stuff. You can just talk about the actual like events that have occurred.
Wait, you mean like?
Like, you can do this with basically what I'm saying is you can do this with any conflict or any big change in leadership. It's the same thing that fucking conservatives in the US do with like look at these empty supermarket shelves during the fucking height of COVID that we're gonna blame on the Biden admin, and then look at the Trump admin where the supermarket shelves are all filled, and it's like two different supermarkets in entirely different areas of the country and with entirely different like stock that they're talking about.
Remember when Tucker Carlson tried to brag about Russian grocery stores?
And he went into like one specific one.
Yeah. In Moscow, by the way.
Yeah, in Moscow, which obviously if they're gonna keep one grocery store full, it's gonna be the one in Moscow. But it's I don't know, the whole thing of just like the argument from
not?
Look, this used to look cool, and now it doesn't look very cool. That equals the change was bad. Like,
well, I think those videos were put up to show that it wasn't an open air prison, what they were trying to make it out to be. Like,
I mean, the open air prison thing seems to come from the fact that like people are very limited in terms of whether or not they can leave. Like,
they
I think
can't leave legally. They can't.
Yeah.
There's no like, oh, it's hard to leave. They can't leave legally.
Also, just because
unless
it's
they
nice,
pay the Egyptian border guards a
No,
fuckload of money.
they're not allowed.
because
Yeah,
it's
but that's
nice,
not
it doesn't
legal.
stop it being a prison.
But
and
that's
just because
when
people have nice lives,
when people
doesn't
say
stop it
open air
being a
prison, I'm not talking about leaving. I'm just saying that people just have a conception that it's literally a
That's
prison in
what
there.
people
And
But
I
I've
think those videos were trying
I've
to
had
show
this
that it
conversation
wasn't
on
a
stream. I've
prison.
had this conversation on stream. What to Loner? Because like people are calling it a concentration camp. I'm not comfortable with that description. So I was like, what is the best descriptor for it? Because people can't be like explaining that how uniquely positioned Gaza is compared to everywhere else in the world in a 20-minute dialogue instead of just saying one word for labeling it. And everyone on stream, even the Israeli Jews, even Loner, everybody said open air prison seems to be the most accurate. Prison because you cannot leave. Open air because there's no roof. It's like fucking.
Well, I mean, I'm not debating those facts. I mean, if I'm going to say anything though, I will add that partially the blame for that is also on Egypt and Jordan. However, But I mean,
I've
What do you
never,
mean, Egypt? Well,
I've
it's really on
never-
Israel.
hold on.
I mean, if it's an open air prison, it's because of Egypt and Jordan.
This is one thing I hate about Jews more than anything regarding the anti-Semitic stereotypes about them loving money. They love when a Palestinian is wrong way more than they would ever love money. Holy shit, they latch onto that shit like a...
House.
Oh my god.
I want to House. I want to ask you this. Okay, the waters around Gaza, who controls them? It's not Egypt. I'll tell you that.
The water that go into
Like, if you wanted to, let's say, sail from
Israel, and some of it is Egypt. What do you mean it's not Egypt?
Okay, but
Egypt
you can't
controls the Rafa border, and that's it.
You can't. So there's literally just a box around.
I know,
like,
I know, Chris,
like
yeah,
in
I'm
terms
just
of
joking.
like maritime borders,
Yeah, I was
there is a
talking about
box around Gaza where you can like go fish and shit like that, but you can't leave because then you'll be entering Israeli waters. And it's not controlled by Egypt. It's done by Israel. It's part of the fucking blockade and stuff.
The point all I'm trying to say is that if it's a boxed-in situation, there's only one border that Israel has. The other border is Egypt. So if you're gonna blame it being an open, which I'm not debating, if you want to call it an open air prison, that's fine. I'm not debating that concept, but I'm just saying that you do also have to blame Egypt as well on that factor. Now, I mean, the point of what I was saying about the videos were because you were saying, oh, like it's cherry picking, whatever it is, and it might be, but the point is, it was just to show that, like what Seb is saying, that it's not a concentration camp, open air prison. I mean,
okay,
there's still a city in there.
It's still an open air prison. It
There
doesn't
is still a
mean it's not
nice
a
area, and I'm sure there are bad areas, and I'm sure that there are still, crimes and things that happen that are not so great there. I'm not saying it was perfect or whatever.
People aren't like personally confined there, and they weren't before the war, but it's still like they cannot leave.
Anyways, you're right. I don't know. You're debating with yourself right now because I already said to you that I mean I agree that it is. If it depends on how you want to say it, but I mean, if you want to, like just like Seb was saying, if you have to call it something, you can call it that. But I mean, the thing is, if you just say that to somebody, they'll get a perception in their head that it's that it's a concentration camp, like he said, and then he has to say that it's not that.
That's their
So I mean,
problem.
I don't know what like.
Well, no, that's people
What do you mean that's not their? I mean,
Wait, hold on. Why would they get concentration camp if you say something else that's not a concentration camp?
I don't know. I mean, if I tell you it's an
that's
open air
not on the
prison in some other country, what?
I would think of an open air prison. I would think of Gaza actually, because like
think
that's
of
the
it
most
as-
accurate
yeah.
descriptor.
I mean, you would think that. I mean, because like
No,
when I talk
the
to people
issue-
in my
House,
community,
the issue isn't the
Yeah.
descriptor. The issue is that people have used both in the same fucking rhetoric. So people
For
start
sure.
associating them with each other. When in reality, one is correct and one is not. It's not the fault of the descriptor, and it's not the fault of the person saying it. It's the fault of the people that joined the rhetoric together. It's still the best descriptor for it. You can't really like argue against it, and it's definitely.
Sure, I agree with you.
Like,
I mean, I agree with you in every situation. I just said you have to add what you said second to what you said first. And you said them both, so I totally agree with what you said. I'm just explaining that in situations like, for example, when I talk to people, and if you were to ask them about this, and you would say, what's going on? They'd be like, oh, Jews are keeping babies in cages, and they're killing babies and stuff. And it's like, the perception of what they have is so extreme that if you say this, it just plays kind of narrative that they have in their head, which...
Just because it doesn't fit the right narrative doesn't mean it's true.
It's bad enough as it is without making up things, right? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But
also,
the idea that it's an open air prison isn't made up.
I-
just
he's not even saying that.
Seb probably knows what I'm saying, so I don't know what the hell you're arguing with. You should argue with yourself over there.
Seb
I-
Kostiak in chat is saying that open air prison isn't accurate because in prisons inmates don't run the place.
yeah, they do.
Kostiak,
Just in
I
the
would
prison area, not the guard area. You know, because like
Yeah.
here again,
I mean,
Israel still
prison-
comes in whenever they want and beat up the prisoners by blowing up a fucking building or two. So it is a pretty accurate description.
I think
Also,
a siege
Kostiak-
city
Well,
would be
anyways,
better
there's definitely debate about it. I mean,
Also,
the
Kostiak
point
thinks-
that Chase made still is a point because they do have their own governance.
I want to ask another question.
Well,
That's
I
kind
wasn't
of
making that point. I was reading someone in Seb's chat. Oh, and by the way, Kostiak still thinks Seb is wrong about the uni stuff.
Yeah, I know, but they're. Oh my god.
The thing is, I don't want to admit being wrong in this, even though I am wrong on this. Is because I looked it up afterwards. What's it called? The reality is that the point of the fucking matter, the reason they're fucking saying that oh, my uni's being subsidized is that I should be thankful to the state. That should be That's like the whole point of this argument. That's like I should be thankful. That's why I don't want to give it to them, because they're being fucking like it's basically trying to fucking.
It's in bad faith.
It's in bad faith. Of course, it's
in bad faith. Be thankful to the state, but do you support a system in which they pay for the universities?
That's so vague.
What? Like, it helps people get their education, of course.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. So you're supportive of the system, that part of the system. You don't have to be thankful to anybody, but I mean, you can be supportive of that part of the system without being thankful.
Where are you from?
It's just no one. When people phrase the question to him, it's not about being thankful. It's just that's the implication.
Yeah, the implication that I should be that I shouldn't be saying the things that I should be saying that I am saying, which is like I am not. I hate the IDF. The state doesn't really do anything for us, etc., etc., etc. And they're like, well, the state subsidizes your education. I was like, when they said that's the thing. When they say, hold on, when they say they subsidize my education, they conveniently left out that it subsidizes every single person's education in the country. Yeah, that's like they were referring to the Arab group when in reality it's everybody.
It's not special for Arabs.
Yeah, it's just because it's if it were specifically like we're going to subsidize education for like Arab Israelis or Palestinians, like I guess, but even then you couldn't really make the argument because it's this like disingenuous point about like, well, if they did like one nice thing for you, then you gotta shut the fuck up, like shh about everything else. Like you can't have any problems.
Kostiak says implication.
I mean that's a very extreme way of thinking about anything.
Kostiak is saying the implication is that like, oh, you were getting your education while what's it called? Well, I was in the army.
I wasted my time in the army.
Yeah. So about that. I started uni. I'm 26 now. I finished my last semester like last month, so I started uni even later than some Jews do after the army. So I don't know. I was fucking working, because I'm not from a well-off family. I had to work for several years so I can fund my own education, and then everything worked out.
Wait, Seb, when is your birthday?
It is a nice system in which that they fund the education of its citizens. That's pretty awesome.
When is your birthday?
They don't even do that.
What?
Here.
Your birthday, like
29th of March.
Okay, just interesting. You said you were 6, so like maybe 26, not 6.
26.
We were born the same year. Right.
So hold on, I wanted to ask a question about that. I'm not objecting to the open air prison definition, because even if it's not that way for every single Gazan, it's obviously like that for the vast majority of them. There's other things you can point to like the really shitty unemployment rate. Obviously we're all talking pre-October 7th here. My understanding was that there were some rich Gazans who were able to escape to Egypt before,
not
on
legal.
the eve of the war. Yeah.
Not legally, that's the thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. And also that prior to October 7th, apparently there were some work permits, but I don't know how many of those were from Gaza versus the West Bank. I imagine the majority were probably...
It's exclusively Gaza for the work permits.
Oh, I thought that they let them... I thought the West Bank...
No, the West Bank get permits to go into Israel, and then they can find work. But Gaza, they don't get to do whatever they want. It's just specifically for work that they go back and out of, like, the West Bank.
Oh, okay, so there's not, like, the same kind... Like, a long time ago, you were talking about stuff where, like, some people from the West Bank would come into Israel, and they would, like, not go back into the West Bank for a bit, and they would stay in Israel.
Yeah, that's mostly West Bank.
Okay, so people from Gaza don't really do that kind of... Or, like, they're not... I assume
they
they're
don't have
probably
the option.
More...
They normally don't have the option. Some of them do, but Gazans don't usually have the option. They just go back in and out. As far as I'm aware, they're like grouped up for like construction. They don't get to work whatever they want after they get into Israel.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a lot more, I mean, yeah, like, even that, you can make prison analogies for that, too, so, like, it still comes, yeah, like, the
I wouldn't use a prison analogy for that specifically because it's helping, what's it called, Gazans more than it is helping Israel. Israel can get workers from wherever, but Gazans, like, their fucking wages are shit. Like, they can't do anything with their wages.
Oh, their wages in Gaza are shit, but if they come to Israel and work, they get paid better?
Yeah, they get paid. They probably don't get paid as much as I would, but they're definitely getting paid better than they would in Gaza.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's... But
not
unfortunately,
to,
most of that is over now.
Not to change the subject, but apparently Kanye West was just banned from entering Australia because of his pro-Hitler song.
Based!
Also,
Look,
hey,
love
so you found a match. You found a match? It worked. You got 3 people to play Elden Ring with. Or did...
Yeah, because I
I
figured
wouldn't
out
have
the
expected
issue.
that from Australia.
I figured out the issue. It's my fucking static IP.
Honestly,
Yeah.
the Australian, so like, there's a lot of like anti-Israel stuff that like bleeds into anti-Semitism in Australia, but the government, like there was a recent election, and the government has now kind of pretty swiftly rejected, in terms of who gained and lost seats in the election.
I guess
like
that's why
the Greens there fucking lost their shit, and Labour got a huge win.
I guess that's why Bannon Panah left the country, because he was mad that they lost.
Did
probably left the country for other reasons, mostly because he said.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Was there... Actually, here's a question. Does Israel go out of its way to ban certain people from entering, or do they just stop you at the border? Because I know Finkelstein's been banned from entering, or is that just because they use the special case because he's also... Okay, so they don't... Yeah, so Kanye would probably just get stopped at the border if he tried to...
What about his son?
The moment he gets interviewed at the airport, he's just like, so, what's your thoughts on, like, Israel's right to exist? And he's like, I hate the Jews! It's like, well, boys,
with the way that Hassan handled his questioning in, like, the US, I'd imagine he'd get stuck in Ben Gurion for, like, a week of questioning.
Maybe not a week. I would say probably an entire day for sure, though.
When I entered the country...
Just because he would not know how to answer the questions.
So, because I'm not a U.S. citizen, but when I entered the country initially, I got, like, quote-unquote detained in the same way that he did. And this was not, like, during the Trump admin. There wasn't the whole... I mean, this was, like, a couple days after October 7th, even. Like, there wasn't necessarily the amount of discourse about it in the U.S. just yet. Because, like, I arrived on, like, October 11th. Like,
jeez.
And I mean, like, when I was sitting in the airport, it was just like body cam footage of people like shooting Israelis and shit who was just like, there was this video they kept showing of it was like dash cam footage of someone like firing through the windshield of the car.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
And they just kept playing that on a fucking loop in Heathrow Airport. It was horrible. But when I got to the U.S., there was like a slight inconsistency because I'm trans, and the first time I came to the U.S., I had a passport that was in like my old name, gender marker, everything. When I came to the U.S. the second time, it was in a different one, and they have to ask you like, well, did you come to the U.S. before? Like, have you visited before, or is this your first time? And I said, well, I had to say, well, I've visited before, but I was like very upfront about it. I was like, oh, I've got my old passport on me, like I visited before, but I was, you know, I changed my name since, and I changed my like gender marker, but my date of birth remains the same on both of them, and also like it's this pretty much the same picture on both of them, so like it's the same. So, but they were like, well, because we can't confirm that inconsistency, we have to you're gonna have to come with us. They put my checked bags like to the side just openly, like in O'Hare. And this was the other thing. It was also in O'Hare. So the same airport that he was saying he got detained in. And what they do is they send you aside. there is basically it's kind of like a big office room, but it's just like benches with no. It's just like gym benches, like no backs on them. Gym benches like up and down, and they just sit you there. They actually take away your passport. So they take away your passport, they take away all your documents, and you just sat there, and then you have just wait for your name to be called. I fully believe he was there in total, like from when he got asked to go into that room to when he got to leave, for hours, because they wait. You have to wait about half an hour, 45 minutes maybe for them to call your name. And even when they do, the interview can last a long time. Like, when I went in there, they were asking, like, really, really detailed shit over and over. And, like, they were like, who you here to see? How long are you going to be here? Where are you going to go? And I had to be like, well, I have these specific plans. And they also check that you have a return flight. If you don't have, like, a...
that would probably be true if Hassan went to Israel, right? But, I don't like, because he's a U.S. citizen, I think that we found out based on his tweets that he was probably in there for maybe like 15 minutes, 30 minutes at most. But I mean,
like,
yeah,
if you're not a citizen, if you're not a citizen, they fuck you over a lot more. But also, if you're a citizen that doesn't have your passport, when I went there was a gay couple. They had their passports stolen. I think they were in like Cyprus on holiday or something. They came back and they were like, well, we don't have our passports. The embassy couldn't give us any, like, they gave us like temporary documentation, but they couldn't give us any like replacement passports in time. And they like kept those guys in there for like way longer than me. Like, I got in and left before those guys even got seen. But also kind of funny that when I talked to the customs guys, the guy was like, are you like nervous? And I was like, well, I'm very nervous because you guys are like armed police. Like, I'm not really used to that around too much. Like, you know, the cops in the country I'm from like don't have guns on them. And if they do, like, they're in like special marked things, and they're only in some parts of the country. But but I was like, well, you're like police and you have like guns on you. And he was like, well, we're not police, we're not cops. And then I had to be like, bro, you're carrying a rifle and it says police on the back of your plate carrier. Shut the fuck. But I couldn't say it too rudely because he could still turn back and be like, yeah, actually, fuck you, I'm not gonna let you in.
Well, honestly, I don't know why Pisco is dying on the hill of Hassan being illegally detained or whatever. It seems like he's kind of being a little stubborn.
It's not in illegal detention. They have, like, legally speaking, I'm not saying morally, but like legally speaking, they have every right to do it at the border because they have to like check in on you before you come in. But with Hassan, it's a little sus because if he has his U.S. passport on him, they should just let him go immediately in. Like, if it's a valid U.S. passport, he's a citizen, boom, get in. But yeah, in Hassan's case, it's a little, like, sus to me because it's only supposed to be, it's not really seen as detained. They don't say detained, you're coming with us, but like, actually they do say you're coming with us, but it's like, it's questioning, like, they probably do the same.
I don't think that there is a single country, I'm sorry, Dormy, but I don't think that there is a single country that you show them a passport and they go, oh, you're a citizen? Yeah, sure, no questions asked, boom, go in. Like, if there's a reason to suspect you for anything, I think every country in the world would detain you. And those reasons might seem arbitrary, just completely arbitrary.
Yeah, I just think in Hassan's case, I think that the fact that they very clearly like took him aside because, yeah, he says stupid shit online, but also like he's he lives in the U.S. He's a U.S. citizen, so I would think, online? I don't know. Like, I think it's not necessarily like a moral people like, they questioned him or whatever, but like
being disgruntled. That's it. He was just disgruntled, and then they're like, okay, I'm gonna pull this fucking asshole.
Yeah, no. Like,
I mean,
if you get,
I mean, even if you're not an asshole, just the way I look, I get pulled over. Like when I'm in Israel, I'll be like, they'll mark me the special mark or whatever it is that I'll get a special, search and everything. And I expect that. And like when I go to America, also I get an extra search or whatever it is.
I wonder who has a better chance of getting allowed into Israel, Hassan or Vosh.
Vosh.
Both
I'm just
would-
very polite. I
No,
know.
they would,
I know.
honestly, they would detain probably, but they wouldn't stop them from getting in.
The
Like
custom
Israel
don't-
don't care that much, to be fair.
I mean,
Like
Guys
unless your entire like career online is going like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Israel and I'm gonna like bomb and I'm gonna do terrorism there. Like, yeah, sure. If they
I mean,
find
we
out
all-
that you're like actively planning something, they're probably gonna fucking send you right back home.
we all
Or they
we all
do
I
remember.
really hope they will. I don't know. I don't know if they're searching through anybody and checking out what the fuck they're like doing or whatever it is. Like, I don't think they're doing any of that. I
They'll
think
probably
they're
check, but
But they they don't like actively check, but there will be some kind of like
I along
redundancy
with
where
this guy's an anti-Semite, known
It'll flag
anti-Semite. I don't
Actually,
think
they
so.
would
I
check-
don't
don't
think
think
he's on the Israeli radar enough for them to
Yeah.
say that.
I don't think he's on
That's the
anybody's
thing.
radar.
The
No,
only,
not,
the
I don't know
only
if
thing that would
anybody.
radar.
He's pretty big, like outside of Israel, but like
He's
honestly,
just a liar.
no, but like Israel isn't big on Twitch at all.
the only
Like,
thing
yeah,
that
they
would
banned
that-
him for a whole year.
No, even before that, like
Oh
I've
yeah,
never
no.
seen.
It's a majority
Twitch
like
go off,
American
like-
platform.
Hassan would
I mean-
probably get stopped at the airport just because of his name. Vosh wouldn't because he has an American name, and they would probably just be like, whatever.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
never
yeah,
stop him.
actually, that might even. Yeah, you're right.
Polish ass
Fair,
fucking
fair,
surname.
fair. I'm
Yeah,
just pushing
that's
back
him
against like any
immediately.
notion.
he
I'm just
he
pushing
he
back that Hassan like is can be seen by anything else than like someone who's too pathetic to notice. Like
Oh, yeah, no, they wouldn't,
Israel
like, oh my
Israel
God.
thinking of him as like I don't know, some kind of a threat or danger is really just stroking his ego where like he shouldn't like it
Yeah,
shouldn't
like,
be.
cause, like,
Israel,
Loner got
it's
stopped because of
Chicago.
his name.
Yeah,
Honestly,
he'll probably get stopped but because of his name, but that's not to say that they're going to torture him in Mossad dungeons. because
Oh yeah, no,
voting
I
against Israel. Like,
I mean, honestly,
The question wasn't even Israeli airports. It was the Chicago airport.
Yeah, and but it's specifically like in Hassan's case, I'm still just like a lot of it was so transparently obvious to me, like having gone through that he was just making shit up about it. Like the people at O'Hare, they're not like giving you a cup of tea and drinking it on you like Bubby, but like they're definitely not like abusing you.
It wasn't that he just got his visa, not his visa. His got stopped at the airport. He got his global entry revoked. Apparently.
Oh,
Wait, really?
oh,
Because
honestly,
if that's the case, then that's not even people at O'Hare like CBP being shitty. That's just
what he said.
there was something that he got flagged on, and they have to question him, and it's like their jobs. Like if you get flagged on some kind of government system, even if that flagging is complete bullshit, like it's just something that the Trump admin are doing because they don't like what you're saying, like they still have to.
I mean, when I go over to America, I'm very, very nice to the customs guys because the customs guys have a lot of power. Like if you look up how much power the customs guys have, they have a shit ton of power. So I'm very nice. I'm very polite. I tell them yes, sir, whatever the fuck they want me to do. Tell them yes, sir, yes, ma'am, whatever the fuck they want.
Well, wasn't Hassan also saying that he was giving the border agents smack and everything, like like talking shit to them?
No, he wasn't saying that. He
was just being an asshole. He was being belligerent, and they were fucking not having it.
He was saying stuff like he was oversharing and saying he was like very openly going like but without being asked about it, he claimed he was
He's like,
saying
I'm an anti-American YouTube.
I'm an anti-American YouTuber who just came back from holiday in Paris and streamed about how
I don't raise the fucking flag for sure.
I mean, honestly,
That's why
honestly,
Lonerbox already dealt with this thing.
Honestly, with his name, Vosh can just say he's a Polish Jew.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like Koczynski, I don't think they would flag him. Is what I mean. Like if
That was weird.
Without knowing who he was, I don't think that they would really like question him that much.
Please don't lump him. Did Hassan actually say he's an anti-American guy?
What do you say? What did they
He
say?
said, please don't lump him in with my people.
Oh yeah.
Polish.
Honestly, I mean, Vosh even has Vosh even has the beard. Like
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I posted this. Someone posted this on the subreddit. I think this is from May. There was this poll from Palestinians in the West Bank about like their opinions on various things, and somebody in the subreddit was saying this is a bad poll, but I don't know like if that's true or not. I think based on, because it said 74% of respondents said they supported a two-state solution, which does seem pretty high because it differs from the other polls.
Well, again, because Loner talked about this.
What, a one-state solution?
Loner talked about this, and it was the fact that, you know, depending on how you ask the question, the answers are gonna differ.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I think. Well, the question in this case,
a two-state solution versus what?
but I don't know because I haven't got. It said, how much do you oppose or support the following solutions in the post-war referendum? And then one of the questions was a Palestinian state on the 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as the capital. That's the two-state solution question. That's how they describe it.
Okay.
And yeah.
And how many people? 50%?
74% apparently.
Oh. Okay. And who was full?
I mean, who? West Bank Palestinians.
you know, I think one of the funniest.
The question is, would Israel accept those terms? That's the question.
Well, I mean, like they wouldn't accept
they
the East Jerusalem as the capital thing. At least not all of East Jerusalem.
Because right now, all the cards are in Israel's hands. I mean, they generally should have no reason to accept these terms. So, I mean, I think that Israel would probably reject these terms, even if it was that percentage. What do you think, Insomniac?
I think that we can talk about who holds the cards when someone can say, yeah, I'm in a position of power, so now I'm going to end the war and use those cards. But as long as like the war keeps going, as long as the IDF is in Gaza, as long as the hostages remain there, as long as we keep like Palestinians in Gaza on like stipending, like rationing humanitarian aid, like we keep like that keeps drawing the cards. You can never like actually leverage anything before you are willing to stop it.
Do we know how much of Hamas is left?
Mm-hmm.
Do we know how much of Hamas is left? Sev, do we know?
I don't know that.
No.
I don't think anyone knows that.
We don't know how many of Hamas they killed.
Like for every Hamas,
because I'm in Hamas clearly, buddy. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, like,
you're telling me you know how many soldiers you killed, but you don't know how many civilians you killed.
When can they do a vote to see what the leadership will be? So that they can actually do any of this stuff.
Because Mahmoud Abbas does not want to do elections because he would lose.
Mahmoud Abbas will probably be in power for another 1,000 years. I don't know.
Like, I don't know, that guy's really old, so... but, I mean, he also has already got a successor, so, I mean, like... I don't know.
92.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, do you think that there's any way of uniting the Palestinian territories under one government?
Yeah, if I'm the leader.
What?
It's possible if I'm the leader.
Yeah.
Nah.
I think one of the.
I don't want Israel to target me.
And
let Marwan Barghouti out of jail, and yeah.
Honestly, the funniest proposed solution I've ever heard is the idea of having the UN occupy both of them, but that's retarded. That's a Vosh take.
Whenever people
nobody wants that.
Propose it, it's just like, oh, you want more occupation, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just not a Jewish one.
Nobody wants
Yes, exactly.
What do you guys think about Egypt's plan? Like, actually, it seemed like it wasn't necessarily a bad idea, apart from the fact that the Egyptian security forces would probably be really brutal, because apparently they were before.
What is the plan?
Yeah, they gas tunnels.
Gas the tunnels? What the
Do
heck?
they do they gas the
Yes.
tunnels?
Yes, the gas tunnels that lead from.
Damn.
That's how they killed a bunch of children, because Hamas employed children to build tunnels.
I remember watching that in a Vice documentary a few years back about tunnels across the border to Gaza from Egypt.
Actually, after speaking to Eritreans in Tel Aviv about like the Egyptian army that they had to cross, I completely believe that.
Yeah, Egyptians aren't really good to Palestinians either. Like they're also pretty racist and they're also very paranoid and all of that.
Yeah, like
when Eritreans like fled to Israel seeking like refuge.
Oh, the Eritreans.
Yeah, there's a lot in Tel Aviv. In other places too, but like I know of Tel Aviv.
Wait, Eritrean Jews were just regular
No, Eritreans, just Eritreans. Oh. They had like a civil war thing there, right?
Yeah, yeah, they did. Yeah, yeah, because Athena talks about it constantly.
I was about to say.
Yeah, so a lot of people went to Israel seeking refuge, and they crossed through Egypt. I think some were also like seeking refuge in Egypt as well, but that I don't have like the information on. But I do know that like they used to say that they had to like make it like kind of race. It was like kind of a race among the refugees who makes it throughout like to storm basically the checkpoint between Egypt and Israel, because once Israel like finishes how much they're like able to receive per day, the Egyptians were like ready with like a firing squad on the other side to get those that are stuck in the borders that Israel had to close the gates on.
Damn, the Egyptians are, I feel like maybe someone else should take, like, could take that plan and, like, implement it, like some other third country that Palestinians would actually like, but I don't know, that plan didn't necessarily seem that bad. It was, like, basically, like, sending in a bunch of money to rebuild things and, like, setting up, like, a technocracy with elections in the future, and the main criticism of it was that there was no mention of what they were going to do about Hamas, which I thought was kind of like a sort of quiet wink and a nudge that, like, they would do it after Israel took care of Hamas, but they obviously couldn't say that. But
no,
yeah, I don't know.
You know, yeah. But again, anytime someone mentions Eritrea, I automatically think of Athena screaming about how Israel sent pilots to bomb Eritrea, which they didn't. They supplied Ethiopians, but they didn't send fighter pilots there. That's a lie, I think.
That's interesting that you said that Israel had, that Israel took in, like Eritrean people. Are they, like, does Israel, like, take in, like, non-Jewish refugees, or were they just there, like, temporarily? Because I thought that wasn't a thing that Israel did.
Yeah, they took them in as, like, as refugees for, like, the war. They're still there. Some of them... I know that some of them are also, like, fighting for citizenship. A lot have residency already, like, but I know that a lot are fighting for citizenship, especially like people that married like Jews or Muslims who who have citizenship, wanted to, and like for their children to also like be recognized as Israeli citizens.
Nice. Oh, earlier there was someone's cat was meowing. Who has the cat?
That was me.
I have 2 dogs, so it wasn't me.
It was me.
You know, yeah, because I'm not Jewish, but I'm also not a refugee, so I couldn't get citizenship in Israel unless maybe I married someone from there, I think.
Well, you can try, somebody's looking there. Somebody's looking for a chase over there, I'm sure.
No, I'm not saying I don't think I'd ever really want to live in Israel, at least not right now for the time being.
Well, you seem very interested in Israel.
Well, yeah, but I'm not sure if I'd want to live in a place constantly getting rocket showered, but
Well, I mean, I don't know, it wasn't rocket showered for a while before that, but it does sporadically get rocket showered, so that is a thing that does happen.
I'll probably visit there someday. I don't know, it'll probably be a while from now though, because it costs a lot of money to get over there.
Yeah, you should do like a Europe trip because Israel, Greece is only like I don't know, a couple $100 probably a flight there.
I know. So
So
my
it's
great grandparents went there back when it was still mandatory Palestine. Not because I mean they weren't Jewish, but they went there because they were like big religious people. So they went there back when it was the mandate land. They also went to Egypt and
yeah,
stuff. So they have,
you should definitely go visit it and check it out if you're interested in it. Right?
yeah, sure, yeah. I'll try and I don't know. I'll try and sneak into the West Bank, and I'll probably just get shot. I don't know.
Oh, you can
I
go
don't
to the
think so.
West Bank.
Yeah.
It's easy to get in. It's just depend. You just don't go to like Janine.
I mean,
Or
I can
Naples.
guarantee you won't get shot in general.
I mean, I can try and hunt down Settler Vosh and challenge him to a debate, but he'd probably just kill me.
Settler boy.
Challenge him to an honor duel.
That guy doesn't even speak English.
Fight for lonerbox's honor.
I cannot guarantee that someone will not try to kill you.
Honestly, we should take Vosh,
But
take him to the West Bank, and have. We should get Vosh, take him to the West Bank, and have him do like an old Western duel with Settler Vosh.
Ooh, even better, like get sabers and like do it with like gentleman code stuff.
Like
The
yeah.
Irish thing is not even hard.
Yeah. It'd be like that. It'd be like that scene at the end of The Good, and the Bad, and the Ugly, where the music plays and they're getting into their positions, and it goes on for like 5 minutes. And then at the very end, his Vosh turns into a horse and rides off into the sunset.
That makes sense.
Also, like honestly, I'd put like I don't know, like some kind of a big weapon in Bosch's hands and like have him like charge with a war cry. I think he'll be good at it.
Yeah, he's got a good battle voice. I could see him making some good one-liners.
Right?
Yeah.
Famous left word.
His last words is, "My kingdom for a horse." Just like King Richard, but for different reasons. My last thoughts are of short-stacked goblins. Ugh.
This is such a weird poll. Like, I don't know if I believe this because it's so contradictory. Like, it kind of is not. Yeah.
Have you considered that people are contradictory?
I mean, yeah, that's true.
I could see Chase going to the beaches in Tel Aviv after telling people anti-Semitic facts.
Yeah, I would do that. I would personally walk up to the most acidic-looking person and ask them how much they know about Nazi propaganda. Yeah, that'd probably be me.
Word that word not go over very well.
Yeah. Did you know what the concentration camp you came from? Did you know it was actually built for like? Yeah.
How much of the population of the are the Haredi Jews anyway?
Not so big. Although it's growing pretty quickly.
Because they have a fuck ton of kids, right? And are they like
And a lot of
well off? Or are they like poor, or like what's their economic?
I mean, they get extra money, I think, for having kids.
And not to generalize, and it's very dependent on like if you're talking about like the ultra Haredi, usually they're lower, like they're usually poorer.
And honestly,
like, Nebrak, for example, is not a very like, rich place.
Yeah, because they use the baked-ins, the court system is very archaic and very difficult in a lot of cases. I mean, there are situations in which that is it is a benefit to have that. So I mean, I'm not saying to dismantle it or whatever, but it is very backwards in a lot of ways that makes it difficult for people.
And they literally just don't want to serve in the army because that they want to stay at home and study Torah all day. I mean, that's what people have said. I don't know if that's true. I don't really. Like, why
Well,
would
I
they-
mean, there are some people.
That's the simplification. That's the simplification, but it's also like it's not very accurate. It's true, but it's not accurate.
People in the army. There are definitely some Haredi in the army, and there.
Send Discord link.
But people definitely use that as a way to get out of it. And honestly, why? What?
Someone's asking me for a Discord link, so I said no.
I mean, it's lonerbox's Discord. It's not.
It's hard because
You think I'd let all these
even
Jews
in
into
America,
my
you get
server?
religious. You get religious exceptions in any what's it called? Army, probably.
Oh yeah. But I mean, you don't usually have like, I
mean, if you say I'm so religious that I definitely will not use this in any case, and I definitely will not participate in anything that whatever it is, and like it's like why would they even want you there?
Oh, are they like opposed to like are they like pacifists, or are a lot of them pacifists, or is that like, because I know that that
even if they're not, there's definitely a lot of pacifism. But I'm saying even if they're not, they will definitely just use it as an excuse.
Yeah, it's not about pacifism. It's about I don't want to die in war, but I hate those people too, so I don't have a problem with other people dying in war for me.
You see, they're doing
or as
they
they say
pray
it,
for
yeah,
their
exactly.
death.
Or as they say it, God providing. Like
Oh my god. Okay, that's.
God. How does God provide?
I mean, you're able, like most people in America don't fight with the army, but they still benefit off the army, even in conscription. There's still a percentage of the population, so you can't like judge them too much on that, right? But definitely they shouldn't be getting the benefits they're getting. That much I can agree with. I mean, I don't know if I agree with forcing them to go to the army, because like why? What's the point of it, right? It's going to be
what's
take
the
away from
point of it?
I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, what do you mean? What's the point of forcefully conscription? What was the point of me having to? What was the point of me having to go to the army or going to jail?
I'm saying if somebody really doesn't want to go, I don't see why the army wants them to be there. Is the only thing I'm saying. I'm not.
That would be true. That would be true if the army was like the U.S. Army, where it's a choice. But it's not a choice.
For sure.
And it's like, if they were pacifists and they were like, yeah, we're here because like we're refusing to go to the army because we like don't believe in war and we don't believe in the occupation,
who would that be?
and like and we're here like in peace and not in war and stuff like that. You know what? I'd even respect it more, but it's not even that. It's not even that. It's we want other people to do the stuff that we don't want to do, because like we like, because it's people who are like, you know, unless they're like ultra Haredi, they would like identify themselves as like Israeli. But still they say like, I don't want to like, I don't care if other people die for the people that I like to kill the people that I hate.
Do you think only the Torah partner should be exempt?
No, I think.
Wait, are the
no, I'm saying
in
for their.
Israel?
I'm saying because they're like they would specifically identify themselves as anti-Israeli.
Well, I think I think there are some military carta in Israel.
But other Haredi sects like don't identify as anti-Israeli. They might be very secular. Yeah, but like you'd find them in niche neighborhood in Jerusalem, because they're not the average Haredi that you would meet in like, you know, a normal Israeli city. And, most Haredis would still think of themselves as Israelis. Most Haredis would still think of themselves as Israelis. But like, why shouldn't they? Why should, you know?
That's such a weird exemption to have religious exemption. Like you don't even go to training. You're not. Like maybe they could put them in, be like the military cook or something. You know?
Honestly, I don't think
that's mostly what will happen. Like no one is gonna make them into like fighters, because one, you can't really trust them on that front.
Yeah.
Second,
honestly, I don't think you should have.
Pretty anti-Semitic, bro. Can't trust the Jews?
No, you can't trust the religious zealots.
Wow. What a weird
I think it is a similar thing in Ukraine.
Right? Controversial take.
If someone is unmotivated, they don't put them on like the front line infantry.
Yeah, so okay, 14%.
Yeah, but they can answer phone calls. They can be cooks. They can be people who garden the base. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't there some unit of the IDF that's like exclusively Orthodox dudes?
The IDF has Orthodox tradition, and the IDF has all the conditions to accommodate their Orthodoxy. And I'm sure that even if they do force them to go to the army, they will accommodate them not doing anything on Friday and Saturday. I'm pretty sure.
But there's like one particular battalion that's like really extreme and like really notorious, and I think a lot of their guys Orthodox, or maybe I'm misremembering. I might just be misremembering. I don't know.
Aren't they supposed to be going into the military, or did they kill that somehow, even though the Supreme Court ruled it?
I don't know. I don't really know where the Heretti draft thing went.
They managed to draw, as far as I understood it, and maybe I'm wrong in my assessment, but they managed to draw it into another stalemate.
Oh yeah, okay, because that was part of that shit where I think like they were gonna dissolve the government if BB didn't do something with it, but then they didn't do that, and for 5 seconds I had my hopes up until y'all blackpilled me and told me that that was not gonna happen.
I think one of the funniest things I ever heard about Herettis is that there's some Herettis that by reading the Torah and reading them out loud, they're actually helping the Iron Dome stop missiles.
They are.
I guess.
It's called the Torah Dome.
Oh my god.
Ooh. Or the Jew Dome.
Nah, the Jew Dome. The Jew Dome would just prevent any theft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I come up with these on the spot? I didn't even need to think about that.
Well, you did reach for the lowest branch, so.
Well, Seb, you can always contact. You can always contact me.
Here, I reach for branches, not coins. So relax.
And also, Jews are pretty easy targets.
Low I'm gonna get bad.
I was making a joke.
Here's a joke I heard. Here's a joke I heard from Ethan once. Do you want to know what a Jewish car does? It turns on a dime. It spins on a dime and turns around, and picks it.
I agree.
Turns on a dime and what?
It turns on a dime and it picks it up again.
Turns on a.
Makes sense.
I heard it from Ethan Klein once. It's from a Jewish guy.
Simultaneously, 200 IQ and 20 IQ, and that's my favorite person.
Based. Have y'all ever seen the series Unorthodox? It's a Netflix show about the Heretti up in New York.
Wait, were those the guys that dug the tunnels in New York, or like that had that weird underground thing?
Not the
That was
Jews
a different
again.
sect. That was a different that was a different sect, but it was in the same area. Yeah, it's about this girl who didn't like who grew up in the Heretti group, and she didn't like how horrible they were to her. She eventually ran away to Germany.
Oh yeah, I saw this. She was running away from her husband, right?
Yeah. And she was actually played by the same actress who played Sabra in the new Captain America movie.
Sabra?
Oh
yeah.
I hate Sabra hummus.
Look, I'm American. I can't pronounce brown names.
Sabra hummus.
Honestly, Sabra hummus is pretty bad hummus, but it's just compared to like supermarket brands.
It's fine.
But I get my hummus from like the local restaurants around here, and those are pretty good ones because there's not much.
Who the fuck goes out of their way to get just restaurant hummus? You just get it as a side.
Wait, do you like go into the restaurant and be like, "Hey, I'd like to have some hummus"?
Well, a lot of hummus restaurants a lot of hummus restaurants, at least in Israel, sell them like in
Yeah, they have tubs of them.
It's hummus, hummus. Oh my god, guys.
Hummus?
I'm trying to be
Okay.
I'm trying to be like international, intercontinental for the
No,
Americans.
hummus. Goddamn Jews, man. Goddamn Jews. Fuck's sake.
What, you want me to start with the accent now?
Oh Christ.
You want me to say the hummus? Is that better?
I'm getting trauma of being a fucking checkpoint.
You see what I mean? And you don't want those flashbacks, my friend. You don't want those flashbacks. So, how about we just go back to the normal way?
Yeah, please speak like a normal human being.
Everything sababa, my friend.
Everything sababa, not very sababa, my friend.
I can speak some Hebrew words, but just a few. I can't speak the whole language. So.
Can you speak with an Israeli accent, though? Can you speak English with an Israeli accent?
It'd probably sound very racist.
I can do this. Hello, Gaveret. Mama spot telephone shilcha.
No, definitely do not ask me to do an Israeli accent because it will be not an Israeli accent.
Hello, Gaveret. Mama. Oh wait, you guys say? Don't you guys say kusi today? You guys say kusi.
Today, I am going to show you how Hezbollah turned.
That's a bad word. You just made me say a slur.
I know it's a bad word. You guys fucking use a lot of bad words for women.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. How much like do Israelis like incorporate like certain Arab words into their like
Very
speech?
often.
Like
Every curse word.
Quite a lot. Yeah, quite a lot.
Of course they do. They're colonizers.
I think there was well, I mean, Hebrews are pretty old, or I don't even know how that, like, that's kind of crazy. They came over and then like they were like, okay, we're gonna speak this whole new language.
Well, it'd been dead.
I had a linguist that rebuilt it from scratch, and.
By the way, you're welcome for that. A Muslim pretty much kickstarted that.
Oh, Bart, someone else wants to join in, so if anyone feels like they can leave or whatever.
Wait, who is?
Yeah, you go ahead.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to leave because I need to have dinner.
Wow,
Okay,
kicking out the woman.
Bon appetit.
Misogyny arc.
Yes, the misogyny
Yeah,
arc.
Look,
Bon
I'm gonna be
appetit.
leaving soon. I'm gonna be leaving soon to this Ella. I really don't want to go to because then all my family is just gonna keep judging and shit, and it's like.
Oh, are you? You're in
when I
Israel,
imagine-
right? Are you?
No, I'm in
Oh,
Canada.
you're. Oh, you are in Canada. Okay, hence your name.
And my name is Canadian.
Good story.
Well, I mean, my name isn't that actually. I mean, Miruti changed my name.
Oh,
When
nice.
I think of Israeli
I mean, we were
accent, I
talking
think of Barry Morris.
We were talking about
Uh,
Canadian names,
uh,
and I said I want to be called Canadian, and she told me I couldn't choose my own name, so she called me Canadian Bacon.
Yeah, that's a very dad accent, the Benny Morris accent.
Because that's all I heard when I was working on Bulgarian resorts. The Israeli tourists would talk like that.
nobody
Uh,
cares.
how much?
James,
How
that's
much?
Americans. That's not. Yeah, it's a very, very Americanized accent, Benny Morris's.
No, man, it's Israeli. I promise.
Yeah.
It's Israeli, but it's very Americanized.
It's
He
American, I
talks a lot of
promise.
American- Yeah, I mean his accent is
Yeah,
not
no.
harsh at all.
Well, I think
didn't
Benny
ask
Morris. I think Benny Morris's parents were from England. So maybe that's.
No idea. It
Also,
was very funny
Cat.
though. Like you learn two Hebrew words and you repeat them and they instantly love you.
I mean,
There used to be there used to be this old song in 1900s called "I'm a Yiddish Cowboy." Yeah, you can look it up. It's like, and it's like this guy with like a really horrible stereotypical voice. He's like, "I'm Yiddish Cowboy and I don't ding 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 ding. I don't think this. I don't like Indians. I shoot them till they die." I don't know. You can look it up. It's an old
you
one.
should make a modern day remix of.
Yeah, probably.
I'm out. See you guys later.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye, Kali.
But yeah, you should visit Israel, Chase, since you're interested in this place.
He says from Canada.
Well, I mean, I've lived in Israel for like 2 years of my life.
No, I'm just playing, man.
You guys have been tourists
And I've been
in
all over Israel,
but
everywhere. I've been to
have
the
you
West
met
Bank. I've been.
Israeli tourists outside of Israel.
Yeah, I also lived outside of Israel, like, for a few years.
What are we talking about right now?
Where have you lived?
The Israelis.
In Amsterdam, in the Netherlands.
Oh, that's
Any other
interesting.
places?
Yeah,
Have you
like
been
a lot of
anywhere?
people like went to work there for a few years.
Yeah. Have you been to Thailand?
No.
You haven't seen the Israeli communities? You should check it out. Supposedly pretty cheap to get down there.
Ah, yes, Thailand. Cut
Yeah, it's-
logics.
Oh,
Paradise.
if I wanted an Israeli community, I'd not leave Israel.
Well, I mean, it's in Thailand, and I mean, it's a very small Israeli community, but it's like there's still the whole island to explore and stuff, right? And it's not like a community, like an actual community. Like they're spread out amongst places, like.
What are they doing all the way in Thailand?
I mean, if you go to one place, they'll have a flyer for the other place, so you can follow the trail. Yeah, like when I went there, and we went to this water park, and in the water park you get a flyer for the the shawarma place down the block, and in the shawarma place down the block you get a flyer for like the club that they go to or whatever it is. So it's like...
Yeah, and then you spend your whole vacation around Israelis, wondering if you even left the country.
For sure, yeah, I know. And while I checked out those places, I definitely didn't spend much time in those places.
Yeah,
But,
I think in America I've only met like 1 or 2 people that I know were Israeli. Other than that, I haven't really met any except online.
I'm back.
you should go meet some Israeli girls.
Why?
So they can slap them around a little bit.
Man, what the fuck does a guy need to do to get an Israeli baby?
Hello? What was that? Who's that freak?
Huh?
What?
You need
Oh, my bad, yeah.
2 words of Hebrew.
It might have been me because I was laughing at a joke. But did you hear laughing, Seb?
I don't laugh at Jew jokes, okay? That's anti-Semitic.
True.
You just make them.
Exactly. I make it so other people laugh. I don't make it for myself.
I laugh at them in my mind, furiously.
One sundown to be like one like and I will crap in a settler's mailbox. Likes his own post. Say no more. Like that's how I imagine. That's how I imagine Sundowner.
You're imagining him pretty correct.
What do you see him as?
What's up?
What do you see him as? You've known him longer than I
Jordanian.
have.
He's a Jordanian.
Michael Jordan? Don't know.
Michael Jordan.
From Michael Jordan, it's then.
I mean, if you would tell me that Sundowner in real life is like a character from Space Jam, I would probably believe it.
Well, you know, speaking of Michael Jordan, he used to have a Hitler mustache.
He did. And he also used to have a very thin pencil mustache.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And he also used to have no mustache at all.
Oh, by the way, how did the debate earlier? How did the argument earlier go?
What were you arguing?
What argument? There's an argument? Who's arguing?
This is a group of friends. There's no arguments here.
Oh, well, the shit that was going, I don't know, the shit that was going down back when Loner was still streaming. You were basically like, come join the Discord and talk about it.
I won.
No.
I don't believe that.
Noise.
Oh no, he's back.
I did win. You guys agreed with me. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, David is showing his face.
David's in Israel.
Are you on the beach in Tel Aviv?
Here's the tomato.
Not Tel Aviv, bro. Tel Aviv is only jailbait.
Where you at? David?
I'm in New York. I'm in New York.
New York. That one.
It's David Trivia.
Bro, the hoods are not out tonight, though.
God.
The hoods are not out. Oh, it's so windy.
Damn.
Wait, he's
Bro,
lying, right? He's not in New York.
Why do you keep sending videos of you doing push-ups in my Discord, bro?
Because I'm insane.
You're locked in, bro?
He's locked in, bro.
Hold on. I'm driving right now, so I don't want to
jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do.
Bruh. Wait, what part of New York City is that?
Rockaway?
Broadway?
Yep.
That's fucking Broadway?
Yeah.
That fucking Broadway.
Not Broadway, from far Rockaway.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
I wouldn't know. Bro, I wouldn't know. I'm from Buffalo.
Alright, I gotta go, but good looks. Take it easy.
Yeah, man.
Holy fuck, I'm doing so much damage.
Oh shit. Here we go.
Okay. Getting ready for this.
Spider is here.
I know that I don't want to go to even.
I am. I can already imagine.
Even want to go. Even want
You know, you can. I think you could probably design your own like MAGA hat. Probably put your own like, custom text on it, and it would just give it the loaner, and it's just said, "I am going to Israel."
What? What about going to Israel? What?
So you know how Spider's channel has a picture of Loner wearing a fucking red cap, and it says
Yeah,
"I am
yeah.
going to America."
Oh, base. Also, here's a look at my neighborhood.
I'm going back to Cali.
Where is that? Where is that?
Oh, I live in Georgia.
Oh, you live in the fucking. Oh, you live in the place with all the peaches.
Uncivilized.
And where Trump tried to, I'm pretty sure this is also where Trump tried to take the 11,000 votes.
Yeah, it's also
Hey.
where Stone Mountain is,
How do
where
I
the
look
clan
now?
got together. Nice.
This is for anyone who doesn't know. So I'm putting my camera like, or I can probably get a better view of it. But let me. So, if you go about like just over that hill that's kind of behind the tree line there, that's Tree of Life, like right over there.
Oh, so you're by Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm in Pittsburgh.
Jeez, a Tree of Life. Yeah, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, Tree of Life
That was
like
what?
right over there, and like the whole. Yeah.
Jesus.
But this is a nice neighborhood though. This is like right next to it.
Did you know anybody who was there?
So what you're saying is that Americans even stole fucking Yggdrasil still from Scandinavia or something?
Hey, what a nice place
like that.
to drink coffee and smoke a cigarette.
Stop the box.
Yeah, there's this old like, I think it's like Gregorian church there or something like that, but no one goes to it anymore. It's like old and like shut down. But there like there's like a synagogue. There's like a synagogue at every.
A Gregorian church is a fun place to be.
There is like over there, like around like Squirrel Hill. Well, it's more like up over there, but it's like a synagogue on every fucking block. There's like this tiny little portion of the city where it's just like Jews everywhere. I mean, even my street is pretty.
Are they wrong?
Hmm?
You Jewtown?
I mean, it's just there's a lot of Jews. I think it's pretty cool. Like I don't know. I like living around a large-ish Jewish community. Like it's not like really hardcore, and there's like a ton of
Yeah. I'm also in Jewtown.
Are you using them as
Canada.
Are you using them as human shields?
Aren't
Yes.
you worried about your
Yeah,
kids during Passover?
Am I using the
Yes.
A15?
So you can
and I
blame
worried about
Stan
what?
when he sends a drone into Jewtown.
Never mind, I was making a stupid joke.
You saying am I worried about my kids during Passover?
Yeah.
Well, if I just smear a little, okay, yeah, I should be fine.
Oh, alright.
Wait.
Nice, touche. That was a clever comeback. I respect
I
it.
thought that was what you were. I thought that was what you were saying.
Oh no, I was talking about like the blood for the matzah.
Yeah, blood libel.
Oh,
So I read-
right.
Oh, that's the. Oh, that's the blood.
No, but,
oh, that's like
actually,
blood on the door.
actually, you just passed the being not anti-Semitic litmus test. So
I'm Jewish. That's why I was saying I
Oh.
like living in a hood full of Jews.
Every
Yeah.
Jew,
alright.
every Jew is an anti-Semite.
Yeah.
then you're allowed.
Don't we?
Look,
We're all self-hating Jews.
Oh, then you're allowed.
Jews really.
Being anti-Semite.
Jews really do this. Like they joke about Jews the most.
Oh yeah.
Look, I'm not Jewish.
We do a little bit of
All I gotta say is the most anti-Holocaust jokes I've heard are from Jews.
Yeah, the funniest Holocaust jokes are from Jews too. That's you got.
Okay, I don't know about funniest, but
Yeah,
they're usually from Nazis, the
The
funniest
funniest
ones.
joke I've ever heard was the fucking thing of the. Well, I was an EMT and I went to this guy's house. You know, it's this really old guy, and he'd had a fall. And then we had him. We put him on the stretcher and like took him in the ambulance. And then I noticed this like number like tattooed on his arm. And then the guy like looks up at the EMT and he's like, "Worst summer camp ever."
Oh my god! Jesus!
Oh my!
That's what I've ever heard. And
Oh,
I can't
brutal.
No, can beat that.
that one is very spicy. Holy shit!
But like, dude, if it's your arm that has the fucking tattoo on it, you get to make the joke all you want. That's why it works.
You want to see my tattoo?
I had a great grandfather who was in the Polish military who had a fucking
Stop there.
number tattooed
Stop
on
there.
his. He had a
Just
fucking
stop. Just
number
stop.
tattooed on his arm.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a
You
different
see,
case.
not only Jewish people ended up in the death camps.
You're right.
Well, he
this
got,
is
he got sent to a labor camp.
That's fair enough. That's fair.
And it's a bit of a shame, I have to say, that they really don't touch on it enough in Israeli education system.
Look, I can't make Holocaust.
There's a lot of emphasis on the Jews and what was done to the Jews and everything around it. There is mention, like I learned about like the other minorities that were also like sent to the death camps, but it's not like it's a chapter in a book. It's not like as it should
I
be.
don't even think that's the Israeli education system. That's just like generally speaking, when like 99% of like education about the Holocaust is just like, well, yeah, they killed a bunch of Jews, and like don't ask us about the other people that they killed, because otherwise it'll make it sound too much like a modern political movement.
No, like we knew that they took like that they killed Jews the most, but that they also like killed communists, they killed gays, they killed disabled people. Like we learned those stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like I remember, like I only found out that, like, yeah, no, I mean, like I only found out that like Jehovah's Witnesses were killed in the Holocaust, when I was like I was like almost an adult when I found out that Jehovah's Witnesses were killed in the Holocaust. Like specifically
talking about
blue triangle. I think also my great grandfather was also a Jehovah's Witness, but because he was a military prisoner of war, he got sent to a work.
I know. Look, look. Let me close my car door so people outside don't hear me make this. Yeah, I can't make Holocaust jokes.
Get ready, guys. Get ready for it.
No, look at me. I can't make those jokes. I mean, look at me. Look at my hair color. Look at my eyes. I look way too problematic to make those jokes. Besides, I already know too much about Nazis anyway, so it'd look kind of bad coming from me.
Well, you're a Bosch. You can probably make them.
That's true. I do come from the VGG community, so yeah, I could probably. But then again, Vosh has been going his own way recently, so.
Bosch is going their own way.
What's our favorite guy been up to these days? I don't watch him much.
Favorite?
He's been crashing out hard over the Israel stuff, which in one sense I don't entirely blame him. It's a very hard thing to watch, but the other day he was rambling about the DNC, which in and of itself is fine, but he ended up saying that they were dogs to Israel, which is not a good phrase to use because that sounds like you're doing literal Zog shit. But and then Vosh in the same sentence, and in his same sentence, he later said that Israel was like the enemy to all life on Earth, and he wasn't exaggerating because they have nukes and they're crazy, which that does not exactly that's not exclusive to Israel at all.
Because Israel want a lot of people to think that they're crazy and they'll totally use the nukes just because they want it as it's a strategy to try and scare people out of like trying
to get crazy with this thing.
When was the last time Israel said that they would use a nuke?
1973.
73. Okay.
I mean, it's not even necessarily the. It's not even necessarily the idea that the Israelis are so crazy they'd use the nukes as like a bad thing to point out, but it's just like it just shows being gullible because that's exactly what they want you to think.
Well, also, Vosh
you think Megan Beer would probably use a nuke?
But how do you know they have
Hollywood?
Because they obviously have.
Whistleblower.
But how do you know?
They don't actually deny that they have nukes. They just say that they won't say whether or not they have nukes.
I mean, that's kind of
they
like
literally
that's
not confirm nor deny we have nukes.
Now that is a debate bro tactic. That is a debate strategy.
Bro, they debate. They debate.
We have nukes.
Yeah. Also, Vosh also believes the whole Greater Israel crap.
Schrodinger's nukes.
Where does that? Okay, where did the Greater Israel shit even come from?
The protocols of Hitler's
from,
Zion.
I mean, there was.
What?
Well, no, it doesn't have to come from that. It is. Greater Israel was Israel.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But most
Israel doesn't want that.
Greater Israel wasn't.
Israel doesn't want that. What?
Greater Israel is not what Israel used to be.
Well, I don't know who's claiming anything that Israel didn't have, and I don't think Israel definitely doesn't want any of Greater Israel, whatever you might call Greater Israel.
Okay.
Israel is fine with its borders.
I know
Isn't there only
Smotrich.
like a view held by like certain fucking like kahanists?
Yeah,
when people are
Smotrich.
talking about like ancient Israel, borders are different to modern day Israel.
I know Smotrich is a big believer in Greater Israel. He rambles about from time to time, but other than him, no, I don't think it's a big thing.
I highly doubt
It's
anyone's
not
trying to take land in Syria and Lebanon and.
I don't know.
any
I
of that
feel
stuff.
I feel like comparatively, it's kind of like what people do with the like the whole Khaybar Hadith thing, like where they take a piece of the they take like a piece of religious thing that religious people would not like, they would not say no to, so they don't go against the religion, and then extrapolate it to mean something like a genuine conspiracy that's going on right now. Yeah, there are crazy people. Yeah, there are like crazy. There is crazy rhetoric by extreme settler people types to like to say like Greater Israel is like but it's more of a justification to like why Israel has the right to the West Bank than it is to take parts of Kuwait that's also part of the Greater Israel map. Like,
oh man, we already fought a war over Kuwait, man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It isn't like anything that is actually taken seriously by anyone who, like, it's settler logic. It's not. Yeah, it's settler logic. It's not like.
Well, I mean, it's not coming from nowhere.
Yeah, I feel you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there are people that even if these places are in other places, they will want to visit those places. I mean, that is a dream of people. I mean, there's a differentiation between like people
I don't
who.
give a shit, to be honest.
I know
You don't give a shit about what?
I mean, Greater Israel, they want to visit it. Okay, you can visit it, but that's not what we mean when we say Greater Israel.
Yeah, like I've always had a dream to visit the Colosseum in Rome, but I don't need like a settlement there to do that.
Yeah,
No, I'm saying that there are.
Yeah,
you think that there's in the Balkans, there's Greater Bulgaria, there's Greater Serbia, Greater Greece. Okay, it's really.
Okay, anyways, like you doing that is just as far as somebody saying that they would want Israel to claim that land. What I'm talking about is people want to be able to visit the sites there, and just like people can visit the sites in Israel.
Yo,
I don't think that's
wait a
what
minute. I got a funny thought. You're gonna love this. What if in a huge twist of poetic irony, Greater Israel expands to conquer the Roman Empire?
Oh my god!
That's every neo-Nazi's nightmare.
What chat am I in? Is this like kindergarten chat?
No, this is the
Why do you even have
fucking ass?
No, because remember how Rome used to own the place?
Yeah, they kicked the Jews out.
Deserved.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, imagine if they returned the favor.
Oh, like we kicked the Romans out.
Also, I realize I'm in public right now. I realize I'm in public now, and I'm speaking in a loud voice about kicking Jews out. Okay, let me make sure there's no one around.
Oh my goodness. What if they agree with you?
Well, I do live in the South.
What if they agree?
Oh.
They probably do.
Did they vote for Donald Trump?
What the hell chat are we in chat?
What the hell, chat?
To be fair,
What
like
the hell?
Chase, I kind of want to cast you to like American History X2.
Is this real?
Yeah.
That I haven't seen that movie, but I always
Chase
wanted
needs to go. I think Chase needs to go to Yeshiva, live there for about a week.
Oh boy. Yeah,
What
that'd be
is-
something.
What is life on a kibbutz even?
Yeah, put him on a
Pretty
kibbutz
chill
for
for
about
the
a month or
most
two.
part. Like I lived in a kibbutz for
It's
like,
chill
most of
until
my
October
childhood.
7th happens.
Well,
And then
yeah.
you can stay with the Bedouins in the tents for a week or two.
Go up the Druze, go up the Samaritans. Also, I think Smotrich once talked about how he wanted to make Damascus, Syria, a suburb of Jerusalem.
Does he want to build a mega city? What?
Look at his face. He's obviously bullshitting.
No, well, Smotrich did actually say that once.
No, that's not a thing that actually anybody's mind.
I mean, Smotrich is kind of fucking delulu.
They have enough to worry about with Jerusalem as it is. They don't need to add Syria to the mix.
Also, look at my nice mustache.
It looks very.
Okay, now, now shave the sides and make it perfectly square.
What?
The manliness is oozing out of you.
You're giving Hitler Youth vibes.
Well, I do have the blonde hair and the blue eyes. See?
Bro, you literally blend in.
And the youthful energy.
Yeah. Look, if I was in a private area, don't ask me to do an Elon.
We won't ask, and we would think it weird if you did.
I mean,
Yeah,
you already
I'm
did it
in
once.
public right now anyway. I'm in public right
It
now
would be
anyway.
funny though.
Yeah.
He legitimately just did it 5 minutes ago.
Oh, well, I was doing the OK symbol. And hey, look, OK is not an inherently racist thing, okay? Look, it's just OK.
Yeah, it's an Italian thing.
Just like the Roman salute.
It's not Roman.
I think
It's not even Roman.
You gotta look
It's
up.
not even Roman.
You gotta look up some Jewish events nearby you, and go by, and talk up some Jewish girls. I'm telling you, that's what you need in your life right now.
Well, I live not far from Atlanta, and there's actually, it sounds kind of weird, but there's actually a Jewish school in Atlanta called the Epstein School. I'm not making that up.
Epstein School?
No. You gotta hang around there.
I feel like the next sentence is going to be why you're banned from that school.
Yeah, I know. Hang around that school and be like, I like the name of your school.
Well, I am a Bosch fan. Oh, Jesus, I shouldn't have made that joke. Oh, God. Did I seriously just say that? Well, short-stacked goblins are one thing, but... Okay, never mind, I'm killing the conversation. Forget everything I just said.
Bro.
I have no clue or even chase.
What? Oh, hey, Christian Medina, how's it going?
Too far even
This
for
is
you,
like
huh?
anti-Semitism level 5,000.
Yeah, oh, trust me, I know all the talk. Oh, also, by the way, Bosch has now gone to the Israel Harvard pedophiles, which is funny coming from him, but...
Bruh.
I mean,
So
that's
he's just getting
believable.
more and more, like, Israel brain poisoned.
Yeah, it's Israel Derangement Syndrome, IDS.
IBS.
IDS.
Or maybe JDS, Jewish. Well, he wouldn't say it's Jewish, but he says, it's not about Israel, it's about, corporations, capital, military-industrial complex.
Yeah, and who owns all that? The Jews.
Yeah, well, I know, he won't say that, but you're still kind of using the same kind of talking points, even if you don't recognize it. That's probably why a lot of lefties end up falling into anti-Semitism anyway, because they still use words like elitists, or evil billionaires. Again, it's not inherently anti-Semitic to talk about those things, but you're using like old tropes. Like
I agree with that.
You know,
I don't care about old style racism. Like you hate a different group because they look different and shit. But this anti-Semitism is like on a whole other level. Global conspiracy.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I know all
I
about
hate Jews
phrenology,
because they look the same as me.
Yep.
I hate it so much because they people keep coming up to me and speaking Hebrew. It's fucking annoying.
Right? Almost like we're cousins or something.
Shut the fuck up. No, we're not. We're like fucking 3 times removed.
I mean, you're both Semites.
Don't call me a Semite.
You're at least third cousin.
You do look like a Jew.
Probably.
Someone should Someone should place a fucking Israeli flag on the Coliseum.
Please no.
Yeah.
I know, what was I about to say?
What's going on?
I said semi. to the average American, Israelis and Jews are all brown anyway, so.
Oh really? Aren't Jews white?
That's not incorrect.
Well, I don't know. The average American is retarded, so either or.
To Polish people, all Jews are white.
I got that in Europe so much because like I'm dark. My ex-wife was very pale. Like she still is, my wife. But like we used to get that all the time. Like people asking us, "Wait, you're from Israel? Wait, you're from Israel too?" And then like there's a slow blink as they calculate the fact that like, and you're both
Well,
Jewish.
yeah, they're all white or they're all dark, depending on who you hate more. So, you know.
Wait, this one might be. Wait, this is a Jew?
No, I don't know. Maybe most people are like that. When I worked on the
Polish
sea
people
resort,
on discovering what Mizrahi Jews are.
Oh, but it's okay because Hassan educated me.
but when I work on this Bulgarian sea resort, you could immediately tell the Jew or Israeli Jew. Just from the accent.
Honestly,
what's the telltale in the accent?
It's
is it the
yeah, and I mean, and I also knew a little bit of Hebrew words.
I'm still going to hell.
Also, bro, if I had a reason to be racist against Israelis, it would be the way they acted for some reason on when I worked there. They were so impolite for some reason.
When you worked in Israel?
No, I was working on a Bulgarian sea resort, and we had a lot of Israeli tourists.
Oh, you're Bulgarian.
Yeah.
I just dislike Israelis because they're from Israel.
Too bad you live there.
Yeah.
That is a shame. True.
All right. Hey, at least you got a nice bunker.
Who said it was nice?
So that you never have to see them.
Who the fuck said
I
it
think
was
they
nice?
came over here because of gambling.
No, they go to Georgia for gambling.
Maybe Bulgaria as well. I don't know.
Bulgaria too. Yeah.
Nah, that's where all
Enter
the
that one
Kafkazi
boat
Jews
in
go.
Elat.
That one boat in Elat. You know they used to. Do you know there used to be a casino in Jericho, and the Israeli government shut it down because there was too many Israeli politicians indebted to it.
There's also this place in Sinai. I know a lot of Israelis go to gamble.
I know, but I'm saying the one in Jericho got shut down because too many Israeli politicians were indebted to it because like they kept fucking gambling and losing, and so so they wouldn't be compromised. They shut down that fucking casino, so they fucking ruined all the entertainment.
When was it?
It was fucking ages ago. I'm probably in the 90s.
The Native Americans now discovering a clever way to make money.
I blame the Jews.
Yeah, because like for some reason there's like a stereotype, but it's also kind of true that a lot of Native Americans own casinos.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't blame them for that, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't either.
The Bulgarians are the Native Americans, and the Israelis are coming to exploit us.
How do you feel Israeli encroachment on your life, Bombast?
I'm very happy about it because
they pay a lot of money.
Yes.
How do you feel about your retarded neighbor to the east?
Jordan?
The Black Sea?
The Black Sea, yeah?
No.
Like, what?
No, the big one. The really, really big one.
Russia?
Turkey?
Yeah.
Me personally, I think we should nuke them tomorrow, but half my country disagrees.
No. He's
He's
a little excited, huh?
Oh my taco.
That is the skin unlocked. Woohoo! Now I can fucking play this character without it being fucking ugly.
Alright, what game are we playing?
What game I'm
Seb,
playing?
how's your streaming career taking off?
I got like 10 followers. Let's go.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
Hey, I subscribed.
I probably have. It's probably more than 10. Hold on. Hold on. This. Ooh, this is.
How do you... Hey, Bombastic.
Yeah, what's up?
How do you feel about the, how do you feel about the stereotyped Bulgar Mongol horde?
Alright, it's
What?
getting late. It's getting late. I'm gonna chat you.